Let's see, are we live? We are live, but before I make sure that we start the show, let's make sure that there is no uh, um, audio loop. Viper, are you able to check if there is an audio loop or not?
Yeah, I could check.
Okay, go ahead, do so. Say something in audio wise and then go check if it's gonna loop.
Yep. What's gonna happen is after I say this phrase, I'm gonna hop out and go check because sometimes I can't, my Discord and
Yeah,
YouTube don't mix together. Give me a second.
okay. So yeah, I'm just making sure that there is no audio loop. Say something, Weep.
Something weep.
I hate you so much.
Love you too, Omar.
Okay. No looping. Let's go. Get back in. I'm gonna share the stream out and we're gonna go live. And we're gonna go. We're gonna start the show then, not go live. We're already live. So yeah, Game Player episode 93. Not only we're finally back after 2 weeks of something hiatus, but I'm now the host. I'm back being the host. So yeah, we got our new guest joining us this week. Everyone give it up to Johnny. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Kakashi Johnny. I'm on Twitter. I'm just a regular gamer that's just been playing games for so many years.
Nice. What's your preference game wise, genre wise?
I like a lot of fighting games and action games. So I grew up playing, arcade games, beat 'em ups. Consoles I grew up. I'm a Sega kid. Even though I played on Nintendo, I had that mostly every console. Still do. I just grew up playing everything.
So you go old school, like Rival School, Bloody Roar.
You can say that. That's like Marvel's Capcom and stuff like that. That's the game for me. That's like one of my favorite games in Street Fighter, particularly the Alpha
Nice.
series.
Do you have a preferred platform?
Most of the games I buy is from PlayStation, but I still have my Nintendo Switch. I've been playing my Nintendo Switch since 2020, so
Mm-hmm.
I play on Switch and PS5.
Okay. And yeah, let's get. Nice to have you here.
Good to be here. It's my first time ever being on the podcast.
Gonna be fun. And let's get to the basic people. Weeb, how are you and what you been playing?
Did you just call me basic?
Yeah, you know I had to do that.
No, you didn't. But okay. Yeah, it's the weep sheriff. Back from how many weeks has it been? Like 4 weeks or whatever. Um, no, we did do the game awards.
We couldn't because of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
looping stuff and innate hard connection stuff. So yeah.
No. Don't blame an age for that.
No,
It's all you,
innate,
Omar.
innate was supposed. Okay, we're gonna not gonna talk about it. At least it
All right.
fixed. That's all that matters.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you want me to go through everything I've played the last 4 weeks?
Oh yeah, what you been playing?
A shit ton. Since the last time I've been here, I platted like a dragon, the man who erased his name.
Congratulations.
Uh, Thank you. Back to my
First,
first Yakuza
first
game I
Yakuza,
platinum.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, there was always something in the way. And this time yeah, there wasn't, I guess. Uh, yeah, it's a great game, by the way. If you, I mean, every Yakuza game is a great game, but I really
This is your
liked it.
first
Even this was
Yakuza game?
no the first that I platted.
Oh,
Because generally I'm stuck at, oh yeah, you have to get perfect score at the karaoke mini games or play mahjong for shit ton of hours. And like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, but this time there were no requirements as such, so I was able to go ahead and get that platinum. Also played the demo of the Yakuza 8 or Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which
Wait,
was included
from where?
on the game. It was fucking awesome. I mean, it's always awesome, but you can definitely see they improved a lot of the gameplay.
From where did you play the
You can.
demo?
It's included with Like a Dragon, the man who erased his name.
Okay, I was confused because I didn't see it on PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, you got to buy the game, man. Which you should
Oh,
anyway,
so
Omar.
you
No excuses.
you got something
But
extra. I see.
yeah. It's actually pretty decent demo. There's like story demo and a free roam demo, and this time around apparently they moved the location to Hawaii, so all enemies are American, as should be, huh?
How's the
But
English?
yeah, they're well. It's not the game's not English, but all the enemies speak
Broken
American. So
English?
no, actually American.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's even some American actors in like Danny Trejo is playing a
Mm-hmm.
part in the game, but the yeah, gameplay was pretty fun. They improved a lot from the first game, so you can move around a bit and position yourself, and depending on that, you can maybe hit more enemies or get a follow-up attack from your allies or pick up stuff from the street uses weapons. Ridiculously fun mini games. There's like the delivery mini game with you picking food and doing stunts on your bike, basically crazy taxi, but with a bike. Uh, Also Pokemon Snap, but with perverts was also quite kind of fun. You can go swimming this time around. I mean, it's crazy. Like this game, and this game is apparently like massive. So and I believe it based on the demo alone. So I immediately pre-ordered the ultimate whatever edition because I can't wait to play this, and it's coming out like within a month or something. So
Did
it's
you feel
crazy
any
how
improvement between what you played and the previous one?
I just said so. The gameplay is massively improved.
Mm.
You were listening, Omar.
No, I
You were just
listened. I just didn't
yeah
hear that time. Not tonight,
yeah
so
yeah.
YouTube went
Excuses
off.
excuses. No. What else played? RoboCop Rogue City. I platted that one as well. Also, a really fun game. I mean, like I said before, it's made on a budget clearly, but if you like RoboCop and you like it, basically a decent shooter, it's definitely a lot of fun. Um, what else did I play? I played. Yeah, I mean, since I bought an Xbox at Black Friday, I also of course got Game Pass on it, so went through the catalog of Microsoft games. I mean, I can see sort of why people love Gears and Halo now, but it's kind of the problem is playing them now. They're kind of uh, dated in the sense that they're like Gears, for example, was really innovative when it came out with the cover system. Now, I mean, you've seen it a million times, so it's kind of you're going to be less impressed by that, which is natural, but it's kind of unfortunate then that the enjoyment that I will have from this game will probably not be the same from people who played that day one. Um, and with Halo, I kind of liked it until until we crash landed on the Halo, so where you sort of went semi-open world. Like I like my shooters more focused, linear with corridors and shit like that. So that was kind of a bit of a turn off for me. Um, Also played Hi-Fi Rush, which is actually the only game so far finished on that console. I really liked it. I have some grievances with it, the same ones you had, Omar. It's a bit, the platforming is a bit wonky. Some levels are feel like they're going on forever, but overall was a pretty fun game. Definitely hope they're gonna make a sequel to this one. A
Mm.
lot of the performances, the music, and the art style.
Funny game, eh?
Um, it's definitely a funny game. I did try Pentiment because Morgan was going on raving on about it all the time.
Which
Like,
one?
The man is great.
yeah,
Pentiment.
yeah.
Oh.
I don't know because it was a
Aw.
little bit too much dialogue for me. Like even for me, it's like, okay, when's the action gonna happen?
Oh man, you got the wrong game for action.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
snap.
figured, I figured. I mean, but yeah, you know, I like the art style, I like the way they designed, but I'm kind of wondering. I mean, I maybe have to go back to it and see how much fun it is, but I wasn't feeling it just yet, so I may have to give it another shot. I also played Cocoon, by the way, which was available on Game Pass, which
Nice.
and it was pretty fun. Yeah, I definitely will go back to that one. Tunic,
Tunic is a W.
and yeah, and a couple of classics. You know, Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark Zero, which yeah, you can definitely see that the whatever team Microsoft bought when they bought Rare, it's definitely the B team because it's not holding a candle to the original. Um, Lost Odyssey, which you definitely can see why it was praised so much, though I did notice it was very cinematic, which I kind of find interesting because a certain fan base apparently considers all Sony games movie games, but no, that's a different story. Um, Blue Dragon and oh yeah, Killer Instinct. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what they did with that franchise, but I mean, it's like it was an opportunity to get you know, their own premium fighter, and they kind of just you know they threw a budget studio behind it, whatever, because it wasn't. Yeah, just was incredibly boring. Um, Oh, yeah, and played Age of Empires 4, which is kind of interesting because that was like
Damn,
well,
this dude went full blown Xbox. What happened?
yeah. It's kind of interesting because Age of Empires is typically a game you play on PC, and to be fair, you still should, but they made a decent effort to make it work on console. I was quite impressed by how they managed to do that. And then on PlayStation, I just finished Immortals of Avium, also platted that one, which is actually quite fun. And I saw there were ridiculous prices of like $5 or something for that game. So I'd say buy it because, you know, look, it's not going to be a masterpiece or game of the year contender or whatever, but it's definitely a fun game. And it's kind of shame that it flopped so hard, but because there is definitely potential there. They could definitely, you know, do some more with that going forward. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. But it's definitely sort of like it's a first-person shooter, but with magic, and but it's fun. And yeah, for Gina Torres is in there, so that's already elevating the game a bit. I did notice that they were trying too hard to be a bit like sort of MCU-ish, you know, like always quipping and always trying to uh, uh, make fun of a situation, and it kind of got annoying at some point. Um, but yeah, overall was a really fun game. And yeah, played some other games, but the most important one, I guess, now is I'm playing the God of War DLC, the Ragnarok DLC, and that's kicking my ass so far. But I mean,
Same.
it's really impressive that this is what the effort they put into it, and this game is free. Like it's
Hmm.
amazing.
I mean, they had to after the debacle of that faction, but we're gonna talk about it.
That's not Santa Monica's fault, dude.
No, it's just PlayStation at its best. You know how PlayStation
Yeah,
is, they need to prepare us for bad news, so they give us good news first.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I think
I'm just
I don't
joking.
think that Santa Monica decided
I'm just
okay, yeah,
joking with
we're
that.
gonna make a pay DLC, and Sony said, yeah, let's make it free because
W-
ah,
What it's more feeling like PlayStation is almost like what NA said, a live service in the sense of they gonna give DLC to games, like free DLC here or a story DLC there. Like this remind me with Returnal, which is a game you need to play with.
well, you keep telling me, but I'll be the judge of that. No, but yeah, I mean, it's maybe for one of the topics we're going to discuss, but I don't think this has anything to do with the factions thing. I think this is just they already said like, okay, we're gonna make a DLC and we want to make it free, and they just told Sony that, yeah, are you okay with that? Cool, and they said yes,
Hmm.
and that's it.
Okay. Anything else?
And no, nothing major. Played a bit of E7, I think, but that's about it.
Okay. And by the way, I forgot to ask Johnny what he's playing. So yeah, Johnny, what you been playing?
I'm playing a lot of games. I beat 4 games in the past about to be a week. So I beat Persona 5 Tactica, Bomber Cyberpunk, um, Vanquish, and
Congratulations on that one.
Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Reunion.
Nice, nice,
So
nice.
I'm currently just playing Yakuza 5 right now for the
Uh,
time being.
okay, okay, okay.
My man.
And Sandy is the only lady in the house. Morgan, how are you? What you been playing?
I don't know why you introduced me like that, but okay. Um,
I said Sandy because Kay is missed at the show.
okay. Um, anyway,
Yeah. Damage control.
uh, I'm trying to think back. It's been a minute since we've been on the show. So as far as the games I've been playing, I played Teardown, which is the free PS Plus game that we got that launched in PS Plus.
Oh, how is
Really
it?
good game. Really good game. It's kind of like a Lego Minecrafty kind of looking game where the goal is basically to steal. Um, the objective is basically to steal different objects, whether it's like a car or documents or something like that. But then you have to basically manipulate the environment around you to get out the quickest way possible because you have I think it's a 60-second time limit to get everything before basically the authorities show up and get you. So you basically have to like knock down holes in the wall. Um, you can like there's like guns, dynamite. You can make bridges. It's like basically just using the environment around you, manipulating it to get out the quickest way possible. It's really fun. Um, and it's really beautiful. Like the volumetric like lighting in that game is top notch. Also played the Suicide Squad demo, and I'll just or alpha, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Did you genuinely sign an NDA?
yeah, you have to sign the NDA.
Yeah.
Everybody has to.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, played another indie game called Tales of Noir. Really good one. I just happened to be scrolling through PS Plus looking for some indies to play, and that one caught my eye. It's like a noir detective style um, game where you have to make dialogue choices and follow the story, solve a mystery, yada yada yada. But it's using like your characters are the main characters are basically like humanoid animals. But story was really good. Finished that. I'm still on the path to platinum my game of the year, which is Octopath Traveler 2. Just kind
Nice,
of beefing
nice.
up my characters, trying to get them to like the maximum level possible, get all the armor and the gear and stuff. But I think I'm close, so I can beat this fucking final boss. Um, also, Like we played the God of War Ragnarok Valhalla DLC. Definitely have not beat it. It's definitely kicking my ass as well. Yeah, they're not playing with that roguelike stuff. It's been a minute since I've been on God of War, so I have to like warm up again on how to use all the weapons and the different combos and everything. But it's really good so far. Like I didn't expect as much story to be in the game. Like I thought it was just gonna be kind of just straightforward, go through, kind of like when you had to fight like the Valkyrie Queen and stuff like that in the first game. But there's a lot of story, a lot of character building in this game, so it makes it a lot more intriguing. Um, and then I've also been playing the new Fortnite Lego mode with Innate. That's been kind of fun. Like I didn't really expect me to to like it so much, but it's just like a world building kind of Minecrafty kind of thing going on. But yeah, that's basically it.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Viper, how are you, man? What you been playing?
Hello. I'm going to be slithering out of my corner for this foray that we got going. Um, you know me since July. Trails. um, I'm on Trails 4 right now. Cold Steel 4, sorry. I started with the Trails in the Sky back in July. Um, Trails 3 and 4 are definitely a different turn. The difficulty has ramped up. I thought that I could play Trails Cold Steel 3 and 4 like I did the first 6 or 7 games, and no, 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 no. You got to play it more like Persona 5 with finding weaknesses and stuff. Um, but I will say this: once you get farther into Trails 4, you are it gets easier because you used to get some of the more powerful orbs and stuff. So that's pretty much all I've been playing. Because like I said, since July, I've been on this kick for the Trail series. I'm going to continue to play through to Reverie. So I don't foresee myself ending the series until mid-January, possibly early February, because there's another one coming out called Into Daybreak, and I think that's coming out like summer 2024. So I'll be taking a break to play all the stuff that I missed, like Spider-Man 2 and all that other stuff. Not that I don't want to play it, but when I play my games, I don't interrupt any game I play for nothing. I got to finish what I'm playing before I move on to the next one. But that's pretty much it and all that I've been playing. I did go back on the PC and try to find some other earlier Atelier games, because I've played about 7 of those, but unsuccessful. So I'll probably start Atelier Ryza after Spider-Man 2, I guess. But
I,
that's it for the games for me.
I see, I see, I see. And last but not least, Nate, thank you for fixing the loop for me. Damn.
Yeah, man, no problem.
And how are you? What you been playing?
Uh, yeah, I'm good. Honestly, not a lot right now. Besides, like Morgan said, we've been playing the Lego Fortnite, which has been pretty fun. We've uh, been leveling our village and stuff in that, and it's got a little more going on than I thought it would. So they're already making a couple updates and some changes. So I could see them really expanding on that, and so far it's a lot of fun. Um, again, Octopath Traveler 2 as well. I've been going through the final quest uh, to try and finish it up. It's actually I guess it's the true ending nonsense, is what it is. So I've beaten the game already, but the final quest for the true ending. So I've been working on that. Um, when we're not playing the Lego version, I've been playing the Battle Royale for Fortnite quite a bit this season. The season's actually quite a bit of fun. Played with a couple people from Twitter, stuff like that. Um, Persona 4 Golden, which I've already beaten on my PlayStation Vita like forever ago, but I'm playing it on PS5. just over again. And then I started the Crisis Core reunion. Um, went back to Final Fantasy VII remake, and then yeah, that's kind of it. Outside of that, it's just been anime and manhwa. So yeah, it's hard enough to play all that stuff I just listed as it is. So the struggle is for real before the new year. I'm definitely gonna have to plan what I plan to pick up next year because it is way too much, way too fast, and I gotta pick out what I'm actually gonna get. There's just no way I'm gonna have enough time to play everything. But yeah, that's about it.
Gotcha. As for me, okay, so yeah, how about that? I started a new project. Okay, so um, back during the PlayStation 3 era, I bought a game that I was oh wait a second. What Final Fantasy 15 on PlayStation 3? I forgot. It was revealed, but it was released on PlayStation 4, if I'm correct. Yeah, 4. So yeah, Final Fantasy 15. I bought it day one. I dropped it. I got bored with it, and I was at chapter 4 or 5. I was level 63. I broke the game. This one, I tried to do it otherwise. So instead of breaking the game, let's try to see if the game can break me. I played the entire game from start to finish at level 1. Basically, there is an update that you download, and they give you this ring called an experience ring or something like that. If you wear it before you sleep at an inn or at a campfire, you don't get to level up. You stay at level 1. Luckily, damage can still be upgraded via better weapons, better armor, and stuff like that. And also, eating at the campfire or at restaurants helps a lot. This game, where do I start? With the good. Um, it got some great visuals. Um, it the combat, it can be fun. Until you start playing it normally and you realize just how broken it is to use items. Items are so cheap, and you get to break the game so easy with items is unfair. Um, oh, oh, the music, the music is legendary for me. The ending scene, it's actually the reveal scene, and I love that song so much. What else? The characters. I truly was invested in all three four people. Like Prompto is cool guy, which I'm literally playing his DLC right now, and I'm learning so much more about him. Ignite, I just finished his DLC, and I got so much more information out of it, and I can't wait to experience that same for Gladio. Noctis, you see him growing up, going from being the kid that's royal to an actual leader, and I love that about the game. Summons, when you get them to unleash, they got some emotional value to them. They are not just summons. Like one of the summons is actually in the story itself. When she revealed herself, who she was, I'm like, that was so nice done. And even Ifrit plays a good role in the game as well. Um, where does the game go bad then? Let's start with the story. Like, Chapter 9 broke me. And I spoke to multiple people, and multiple people agree with me. Yeah, Chapter 9, it was the game went off the rail. It's like you do something, and then out of nowhere, you like, for example, I'm gonna put it in anime term, very quick. Imagine you are Goku versus Frieza. You are about to see the fight. You're about to see them square off, and all of a sudden you see Frieza is down and Goku is Super Saiyan. So the middle part where Krillin got killed and you see Goku unleashing his rage, and you see Vegeta also die in front of Goku. That's all get skipped. I'm like, excuse me, if there was a game that had so much information needed, it was supposed to be this game. I'm playing this game for the story, because the gameplay is boring. The gameplay is just chuck potions, chuck healing items, and call it a day and beat the game. That's not it. The story was interesting for me.
Don't forget the soldiers falling out the sky.
Oh yeah,
So
that was that.
you don't like the gameplay.
The
in Final
gameplay,
Fantasy 15.
the gameplay is, how do I say this? When it wants to work, it works, but it relies way again. The game is too easy.
Okay, yeah, that
Either
definitely sounds like an Omar complaint.
that's a me complaint.
Omar, how many times do you
Yeah,
spend
that is
talking
definitely
about how
a
a
you
game is
complaint.
too easy, and you take that as a complaint? Like, I don't know.
All
I
the
can.
time.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
have
no.
enough fingers to count how many times you
No,
said
I
the game is too
explained
easy. I don't
why
like
it's
it.
too easy. Okay, so
That's
what am I
That's a
supposed?
typical
What am
Omar
I
complaint,
supposed
though.
to
Yeah,
do?
that's why I said that. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
literally
you like
beat the
all
game.
Like you say that about
I
you say
literally
that about
beat
almost
the.
every game, Omar.
I literally beat the game at level 1. Is that not a
people
proof that the
welcome to
game is
Omar
easy?
reviews.
Sorry?
Yeah, but you beat
So
it at
welcome to
level
Omar
1 because
reviews.
it's
Why I hate this
designed.
game.
One person at a time. First weep. Go ahead, what do you want to say?
I said people welcome to Omar reviews or why I hate this game.
That's I told you he'll spend like that much time talking about why he hated. Like, well, it's just too easy, bro.
No, but the too easy is not it. Which is literally, I'm talking about the story. Innate, what do you want to say?
No, I mean I said it already. I just I know that that's your thing, but what I was saying is you beat it at level 1 because it was designed that way.
No,
If the
it
game
wasn't.
designed, the
That
game what? No, there is a setting in which you use to stay at level 1.
no,
That's what I mean. It's
the ring
designed
came
that way.
later. The ring came later. The ring was never in the game to begin with.
That's not what you're not listening.
Right.
Whether it was added later or whenever, it's in the game now. So therefore, it is part of the design, meaning it's designed for you to be able to do that. Is what I'm saying.
So
Like
you
you didn't do something that was like a cheat or something. Like you did something that was put in the game.
so you think if I played the game before the ring was introduced, it's not gonna be able to beat it at level 1?
Yeah, you missing the design point I'm making. You're saying
No,
I broke the game because I played at level 1 and I beat it, so therefore it's too easy. What I'm saying is you can't do that in a game that's not designed for. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's saying the game was meant for you to do that. You didn't do anything out
No,
of the
but
ordinary or break the game. That's how the game was
Yeah.
designed for you to play it.
But this is why I literally played the same game. I removed the ring, I leveled up, and the boss that I was having so much issue with, I destroyed it in like 20 minutes, where the same fight, it actually escaped me, because it's on timer. That's why I said the game is easy. With what the game gives you, what the game can give you access to, you can actually pretty much predict the game. Like, I am fighting level 99 enemies before beating the main game. That's how easy the game is. Um, I also, okay, so going back to the story, chapter 9 is really where broke me, but it gets worse. Viper didn't play it, but I played the DLC. And in the DLC, they actually explain what happened. And literally, the ending of the game gets spoiled for you. So don't play Ignis DLC. I'm not sure about Prompto. Maybe you can play it, but Gladius absolutely don't play it. Because I know it's gonna involve the ending.
I'm
Hey,
gonna keep it
Omar,
real with
to
you.
be
I don't
fair,
think
well,
any of us are rushing to play Final Fantasy 15 anytime soon.
I mean, I've seen
to be
people
fair,
play. Go ahead. What you would say?
to be fair, that DLC actually came out about 6 months after the game was
Which make it
after they dropped the game. So
Like, are
most
people
people
play
would
it
have
after?
ended it before getting the
Yeah.
DLC.
yeah, which make it worse. So that cut content.
What?
Yeah,
Omar,
that
Omar,
up.
Why do
first
you
question.
always do this? You
First
swear
Oh,
question.
it's
DLC
no,
is
no, 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 no,
content.
no, no. That literally again. I go into the chapter. I come out of the chapter. One of my character is blind. What happened? They don't show you.
Oh, thanks for spoiling, Omar.
Thank you. You're welcome. Um, and again, I literally had to play the DLC to understand what happened. They don't show you. They don't explain it. They just you assume it happened because of something, and then so they show you it's
I
something.
mean, just because
Yeah.
they didn't explain it doesn't mean that that was part of the plan was to explain it. I mean, like, I'll give you an
No, no,
example
no,
for like
no.
the last of
Even
us,
the
right?
ending
When
is not explained. Why he is doing why he is supposed to get what he get. Like, the ending is not explained until you play the DLC. Like, the amount of content in the game is
what does that
atrocious.
mean is cut content though, Omar?
I say
Because
cut
maybe they
content.
just didn't feel like
I say cut
explaining it.
content because these are important information that you need
That's
for the
improper
story.
phrasing, though.
Yeah,
Cut
that's not.
content is something that was made and then cut. It wasn't made yet. They made it. That's why it came out about, like Viper said, about 6 months later. They didn't cut it. They just put something in it to fill in that, and you can feel like that later, but that does not make it cut content. That's improper wording.
Okay, it's not cut content, it's content missing. Better?
Well, yeah, I mean the content was
Mm,
missing based
yeah, I
on
would say it's like context, like just
yeah,
it's just
they're missing content.
elaborating. It's elaborating on questions that people had, which is what DLC does usually.
Yeah,
It
like
gives
an
you more
extended
in-depth
cut to a
information
movie.
on the game that it's DLC for.
Okay,
Yeah.
so from what I've seen from this game had a vision. The developers had a vision. The best that I can give them, they ran out of time. Because
Yeah.
if you don't play the DLC, the story don't make sense, the ending don't make any sense, the mid part doesn't make any sense, where you're literally left confused why it happened. Which is a shame, because I really wanted to enjoy the game. Absolutely gonna play. I'm playing right now with Prompto DLC. After it gonna go to Gladius, and then there is Big Villain DLC that I'm absolutely gonna play because I wanna see what the fuss is about. All by all, yeah, that's the only game that I've been playing, and I put what around 200 hours in it. To be fair though, I left the console running at some point because I wanted to recover some battery, let's say. Okay. Other game that I'm playing is Honkai Star Rail. And this game, I gotta give a shout out to Zarek. He's the one that played it and told me about it, and I'm excited to see what the fuss is about. I'm literally just at the beginning, and I did some pull, and I didn't get far. So I'm debating whether to start another character or continue. That's always the case with the gacha games. But yeah, that's about it. Let's jump to the first topic. Game of the Year's award. Um, Johnny, you watched it?
Yeah, I watched the Game Awards.
Okay. What you thought of it?
It's just the same as last year. Like, I don't really expect, like, I don't know why people expect, like, a lot of things in the Game Awards. I just expect, like, the game announcement. The best thing that came up of that Game Awards was Sega announcing a lot of games. Jet Set Radio, another Streets of Rage, another Golden Axe, Jet Set Radio, and Crazy Taxi, and more, which and more applies. So we may or not get another Power Stone game. So that was my excitement for the Game Awards.
Gotcha. What is your game of the year?
My game of the year, hands down, is Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay. Morgan, what was your reaction for the Game of the Year award?
My reaction. Uh, I mean, I'm indifferent to the Game of the Year awards. I mean, they're cool, but I mean, I just really show up for the announcements.
Yeah,
Um,
usual for the games, right?
yeah. They were. It was a lot better than it was last year. I'll say that the pacing was a lot better. Um, Jeff needs to do better with
The actual
giving of
award.
awards, the awards part of the Game of the Awards. Rushing people off the stage but letting celebrities talk for like 10 minutes for like no reason, up there awkwardly trying to make us laugh with very awkward and long silent pauses. Um, but yeah, um, if he can get that part right, he'll have a much better show next year. Um, but at least it wasn't filled with like mobile ads like it was
Last
like it
year.
was like it was last year. Like, cause that shit, I had to keep walking away, going to the bathroom, and there were still motherfucking ads, and I was getting pissed off. I was like, yo, what is he doing? And he kept announcing these things like they were just like the next big thing, and I'm like, nobody cares about this little gotcha mobile game. Like, I don't care. Um, but yeah, I think Baldur's Gate deserved the win. That's who I thought was going to win. It wasn't my personal game of the year, but out of the six, that was the one that I thought was going to win game of the year. My game of the year is Octopath Traveler 2. But yeah, do you want us to talk about how we feel about Spider-Man not winning anything, or you just
Um,
asking in general?
we're gonna do it after giving everyone the thought on the Game of the Year award. What's your thought on the Game of the Year award?
What's my thoughts? That's a very difficult question to answer. uh,
I'm not
I
asking
agree
you
with
about
Morgan.
your how to make coffee. Go ahead.
But how to make coffee? It's very easy.
Okay. Go
Just
ahead.
put the
What's your
coffee
thought?
maker on. No. Like what Morgan said, like I agree it's better than last year, but definitely has some problems with uh, yeah, the actual awards part. Like it felt really insulting that they're just sort of playing off developers off the stage, and then spend so much time with celebrities and
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, and the stupid ads, and I mean, it is. I get it. Like I get that the ads are there because somebody has to pay the bills. And Jeff loves the celebrity, so he wants to make gaming like he thinks that's making it mainstream when it get like that's sort of like a badge of honor that celebrities are coming there and pretending to be gamers and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, the main reason to watch that show is just to see the game trailers. There were some interesting announcements. Yeah, it was quite surprising seeing Sega bringing back all their old stuff. I'd say that game with where Match Mechanic came on stage that looked interesting.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Exodus.
that's Exodus. Yeah, thanks. Um, and there were some other yeah, I mean they announced the God of War DLC for free. That was pretty great. But yeah, it was okay, I'd say. And yeah, as for awards, yeah, as just as Morgan said, like it was not no surprise that Baldur's Gate 3 would win, and deservedly. I mean, I rather indeed have had that they won. I mean, sure, yeah, if you're a pony, you want to have Spider-Man 2 winning, but like rather that than just and another sequel. It is a sequel, I know, but like it's just an age like a game that I don't know when Baldur's Gate 2 came out, but that was so long ago, and Larian didn't develop that, I think. So they're and they did a lot of great things for the genre and for the series that I think it deserved to win. I mean, yeah, like if it was up to me, I would have put Like a Dragon and the Man Who Erased His Name there because I'm a fan. Um, but yeah, I mean, at the very least, it was there wasn't an upset, and so there was no surprise there. But it also felt like at least there was no controversy there, as in it's at that time when Uncharted 4 lost out to Overwatch. I mean, that was crazy. I still
Oh
haven't
man.
forgiven them for that one.
Yeah, that
Was
was
it
bad.
boring?
Was it
You didn't
boring?
like Overwatch? That was the game of the year, bro.
Mm,
No. Mm-mm.
no.
Because it was
Wait,
almost like predictable.
yeah, I mean it was, but like in a sense, like I'd rather. I mean, it's nice to see an upset, but only when the upset is that a game that deserves to win, but nobody gave it a chance because everybody figured, yeah, I mean the critics would go for the one popular game, right? And here, yeah, certainly it was no surprise that it won, but there were a lot of contenders, and I'd say that deserved it more, in my opinion, or at least it made it less controversial. And if they had picked something else, where people would complain, yeah, it's just like look, I have my thoughts about Breath of the Wild, so I'll leave that at that. But I can recognize that a lot of people love it, but I can imagine that if Tears of the Kingdom would have won, people would have complained like, yeah, but it's like a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. It's basically Breath of the Wild plus, and you can say that for every game. And like I said, Baldur's Gate 3 technically is a sequel, but like there's enough time between that and the previous game. They're so different. It's day and night that you can't really say it's just another sequel. So. But yeah, I mean, I would also not have been surprised if Alan Wake 2 would have won. And I think Morgan would probably would have loved seeing that. And I mean, I would also be like that. That would be probably have been the upset, right? If that would have happened, and that would be fun too, because I mean, I haven't played it yet, so I can't really judge how good it is. But I mean, that would be fun too, because it's a game that essentially also people it came out of nowhere, right? Oh, well, the series existed, but like that would be that good and that people would love so much, and then suddenly it became a game of the year contender, right? So that would have been interesting, but I mean, like, don't do it for the sake of just trying to cause an upset, right? But yeah, I mean, overall, it was an okay show. It had the obvious problems. It had some nice announcements, but for me, the best part of it that I got to watch it with you guys, and that was fun.
Oh.
Aw.
Yeah, we actually went off. We were gonna go online, but we couldn't make it, so we did an offline stream ourselves and yeah, talk about the game and watch it, and we had a blast. Um, who did? And eight. What's your thoughts on the show?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like everybody said, it was a lot better than last year. Um, the the 1 foot on stage and then 3 words and immediate music was ridiculous. Uh, I'm not. Jeff did try to play that off later on Twitter, saying, "Hey, look, nobody got cut off," and I was like, "Yeah, that's definitely not what happened." But yeah, that
How you
that was a
gonna
bit crazy.
try to discredit that when there is literally video proof of it?
Yeah, yeah, he was funny for that one. I was like, Jeff, I think you need to review the tape, my guy. Like, I don't know what you were thinking, but yeah, I mean, the pacing, like I said, was really good. The commercials weren't so bad. Some of the stuff was like really cringe that definitely needs to be removed. Like the whole Sesame Street thing. Like, I don't know what the heck that was about. That wasted like way too much time, and it was just really weird. So he definitely needs to work on
Kind of
like,
Gonzo was very funny.
yeah,
It
he
was,
he
it was, it was
needs
funny.
he needs to, yeah, but like my problem with it is it's like you had that, and then like people who won awards got
Yep.
35, like, so if like
It's
if
called the
if
Game Award.
yeah, like if the alternative is cutting my man off and not having that segment at all, and everybody can get like a hot 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes to actually say thank you, I much prefer that um to the that extended um the he did a much better job with the trailers. Not He didn't overhype anything like crazy. Like he did the year prior when me and
Wait,
Morgan
so
were actually
correct me if
laughing
I'm
about
wrong.
that.
He said there is not going to be,
We're going away from the world premieres. That's what he said.
yeah,
And then
And I heard that
immediately
and then
world
term
proceeds to
premiere.
so
world
many
premieres
times.
everything.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I don't know what the heck he meant by that. Um, but yeah, like we were laughing because we were remembering when last year some of the stuff that he just like hyped like to heaven and back, and then like revealed it, and people were like, was that it? Like it was just awkward because it was like he was introducing it like it was a new AAA game or something, and it was about to blow everybody's mind, and then everybody sees this like wannabe metaverse ripoff, and like, wait, what? Like it was super weird. So he definitely refrained from that. Everything just felt a lot, like a much tighter, better overall show, except besides those few mistakes. They get that situated, focus on the awards a little bit more, and I think they'll have the show pretty much dialed in. Given, the stuff that we got to see, um, overall, I gave it like a B minus. Um, it was pretty solid. And then, of course, my game of the year is Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely phenomenal game that improved on its predecessor in every single way. So I loved it.
Viper, what about you?
Well, every year I do this. I'm not really excited to watch the Game Awards, but I get suckered, and I usually say I'm not watching it. I don't care for it. But then I get suckered into watching someone stream specifically for their reaction. Because
Ah, sick humor?
I'm not. Yes, usually Sick Humor and Persona and Bari. Their reactions. That's the reason why I really tune in. I tune in to see their react. Because normally, if it's some like mobile boring shit, You get the most hilarious reactions. Um, but yeah, I watched some of it with y'all, and then I actually I saw some reactions with Sick, and then I watched some of it with y'all, and then I just said, "Fuck it, I ain't watching this shit no more." Um, the game announcements, just like Jax, is the only reason why I usually watch it. I was excited. I'm excited for the Golden Axe and the Crazy Taxi because I played those when I was younger. Um, the awards given out, uh, they're close to shit, really. I mean, some games deserve it. Some game, like the best ongoing game, good. God, they fumbled that one. I don't know how that came to be, but um, I
Yeah,
watched,
Cyberpunk winning that award was healthy, yeah.
but I'm watching it because I'm a gamer and I'm along for the ride with other gamers who are watching it. That's pretty much it. The one thing I was glad to not see, no PS games to PC ads. That's what I was glad not to see.
Really?
Zero, none.
Are you trying in
Um,
such idea?
Well, not this year.
Oh
yeah,
man.
correct. Not this year. I
Next year.
honestly, I think with Jim stepping down, I don't think I think they're not going that route as much. Like at least not
No.
advertisement. They're probably going to like
Oh
reboot.
no. That's. I wouldn't be surprised if it
Yeah.
vamped up.
Cause
If they
Sean
start
Layden,
pulling
so
indies.
Sean
Yeah.
Layden wanted to do it as well. This move had been decided, I think, by the board.
Well, yeah, I see that, but I'm talking about advertisement. They still may do it, but I don't know if they're going to be. Look, here's what we're doing, because
I
every time you
mean,
get people
they're
saying they
gonna
don't want
do
to see that
that
shit.
because they want to show it to the people what they're working on, so
Well, you know
people
where they
buy
should
it.
have done it at? You know where they should have done it at the Game Awards, and they didn't. So there's that. um, I agree that too many celebrities have been showing up. That's why I hate the reason why gaming is sort of mainstream. I can't tell you how many times I
Talk
got picked
about it.
on as a kid playing games. I got picked on as a kid playing games. People, sports and jocks would just like dump. Oh, you a nerd, you this, and now 40 something years old. Oh, isn't gaming cool? Like, shut the fuck up. I just want to slap the shit out of them.
This guy doesn't
But
want to be included, which I kind of agree with it. Just remind me the same thing with anime.
Yeah, yeah, yep. I agree with anime as well. Um,
but you have to
somebody wanted to say,
understand this. Yeah, I was
uh
about to say that you have to understand this. All right, cool. I'm pretty much 33 years old. So I
uh,
came around when you got roasted if you had a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt. And now I see kids wearing, Dragon Ball Z t-shirts and they're not getting picked on. It's called progression. People gonna like it. Like, of course it's gonna be the most popular thing. When something popular, a lot of things too. And not only that, we gotta stop like judging people. Like, you don't know, people may get into anime for a certain amount of reasons. Maybe a cousin, maybe a friend. I got plenty of friends that say their cousin, their uncle, their auntie, and stuff like that. I got it from pretty much watching TV. I remember when Dragon Ball Z used to come on just like 7:30. Sailor Moon used to come on 7 o'clock on Channel 11, New York City time. Every time I come in, I gotta go ready to school. I watch DBZ and Sailor Moon, Mega Man, Street Fighter, the animated series. Like I pretty much went to like the bootleg stores. If you know, you know. They had the bootleg stores that had all the anime. That's how I got into it. So a lot of people got their own different version of getting into anime. Yeah, you see like people like Michael B. Jordan, Meg Thee Stallion, and stuff like that getting into anime. They feel like it's very corporate and stuff like that. I can see that, but a lot of people got their own version of how to get into anime.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
it, it, it
with
ain't
that,
it ain't nothing wrong with
right?
getting into it and stuff like you're talking about. What we're talking about is the fact that how on the outside it was back then versus now everybody claims that they were one the entire
That's
time. That's
But you
that's
can't.
the bullshit that we're
You
talking
can't.
about.
But you can't like prove that. Like it's
Oh
like
no, I
I like
absolutely know some people like that.
yeah. You can't do that. You can't be like, hey, what's your favorite anime and something. That's the main thing I
No,
hate
no,
about anime.
I'm
Like
not jagging people like that. I'm
yeah,
saying
like
he
that's just
said
like
corny.
Jackie.
there
Like
are
you pretty much
actually
like
people who have got caught lying about this stuff like publicly. That's what like we're talking about. I mean, when I say everyone claims to be one, I mean every profile I click on is a Twitch streamer, biggest anime fan. They love Final Fantasy, One Piece, Luffy for life. Jujutsu Kaisen. It always happens to be these really specific things. It's not everybody, but people are full of shit if they're sitting here telling me because I'm older than you and I've seen all these motherfuckers on the come up. And I didn't grow up getting picked on for that shit. I always been about that shit. But like I've still known who and who wasn't. Who if they want to get into it, like no one's picking on people for getting into it. They can get into it however they want. They could be a big fan or a little fan or whatever they want to be. But it's a lot of people out here capping about how they was about that life their whole life because it's like they definitely lying.
Well, well,
I don't
when
know,
I
like
say
I
that,
don't know.
I wasn't really talking about in general, like overall, like a generalization. I'm speaking on a personal experience with a couple of people I grew up with that I know for a fact didn't game. I know for a fact didn't do anime. And now, we're 40, 45, 50, and they say, oh, we was like that all along. I'm like, no, you weren't. Sit down and
Mm-hmm.
shut up. But
Mm-hmm.
but
They want to be included.
even with
That's it.
even with my personal experiences, I know there are many more out there that are like them. So I'm not saying everybody, if that's the term that you were getting. I know some people really are into it, and they get into it late. I'm like I said, I'm glad I got my daughter into gaming and anime and stuff at a young age. I think like 6 or 7. So she has found her niche and what she like, versus waiting until she gets like 30 something and go, oh, where was this at? I never knew this could be so good. I get what you're saying though, Jack. I understand. Um, and as for I don't think I qualify to uh, say what my game of the year is because I don't normally play the games that come out the same year. I
Say,
usually
just
wait
say
until
Yeah.
what your game of the year
I don't
was
know,
that
but
you played this year. In
Yeah.
that case,
Forspoken has to be my game of the year because
Ooh, that kind of level some
it,
feather.
hold on. Here's the thing though. Why is it the game of the year nominees are games that came out after June? What happened to the first fucking 6 months of the year?
I told you, Brett, recency bias is a bitch.
Yeah.
That, and that's what got on my nerves about some of these awards. There was so many games picked for the same 6 games were nominated for so many awards. And I'm like, what happened to the other 6 months, January through June? Where were those games at? I know games released in those months. A lot of fucking games released in those months.
Yeah.
And I know Street Fighter 6 was one of the ones that was, I believe, was it May or March?
Yeah. They
Uh,
with fighting games getting another renaissance. Shout out to Jubei for talking about that on Vitamin G podcast. Um, a fighting game should have been nominated for Game of the Year. Period. When you have
Shit.
when
I
you
don't
have
think they'll ever do that.
oh, do you agree or no?
I, I don't think a game of the year will ever be a game is that is bent towards a certain audience. Like
Yeah.
an RPG well, Baldur's Gate is kind of an RPG, but you know what I mean, like a pure RPG, kind of like Tales of Arise. That will probably never win Game of the Year, but it will always win, RPG of the year. So
Yeah.
I don't. The way the Game Awards are built, uh, niche games are never going to possibly win Game of the Year. However, I don't know. Last year, what was it? The Two of Us. What the fuck was the name of that game?
Um.
Uh,
Yeah,
that
Um.
one
you're
game of the
talking
year.
about the two-player game or whatever. I can't remember,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
I played it with Morgan.
So yeah,
It
I
takes
never
it
played it,
takes
but
two.
I
It
mean,
takes two. It takes two.
it
I
takes two.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one game
I
of the
think that
year.
was the year
So,
before. Last year was Elden
what
Ring.
was the year before? Well,
No, it was Elden
overall,
Ring last year, and then It Takes Two the
yeah,
year prior.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. My
Yeah.
bad. A couple of years ago. But overall, I gave the awards a 7 point B.
Okay. So as for me, I enjoyed it. Look. So many games I got to play. I can play. I want to play like that. When it comes to games injected into my veins, like the amount of shit that I saw, like I'm giddy. I'm excited. The biggest game that have my eye on is from this
Titania.
yeah, from this guy that his dad died, and he is an African dude, and he's making a game that is an Ori mix Metrovania. I'm like, yeah, sign me the fuck up. I was not expecting something like that. I was genuinely expecting some what do you call it? A simple game. Cause I think he is a small developer, and I was not expecting much, and out of nowhere, this gem came out to me, so I'm like, yeah, that's one. Another one is the one with sign language. I'm super intrigued about that as someone with bad hearing myself. I can't wait to
So,
see what the fuss is about. Yeah, go ahead, Viper.
and those of you who know that my wife is deaf, she is also excited for that game.
Oh,
Oh, she saw
nice.
it. I'm
I
sure she'll
showed her
enjoy that.
after the Game Awards was over. I showed her, and then I looked and I saw it wasn't coming out on PS5, but it did say Netflix. So
No doubt.
Okay. Other than that, the award show, the award itself need a revamp. The whole um release date bias, everything up bias, that should be out of the window. Also, genre bias, that also should be out of the window. A game like Forza should be able to win Game of the Year. A game like Tekken or Street Fighter should be able to win Game of the Year. It should at least to be
well,
nominated.
actually, Omar, they could win Game of the Year if they were like GTA 5. It would need to be a total complete takeover for them to win.
Yeah, my biggest for me is where the fuck was Hogwarts Legacy?
You know
Oh,
that
you know
game
what
was not
happened.
gonna win game. It was not gonna win game of the year because of all the stuff with the J.K. Rowling situation. So
Yeah,
that game was not. It's not gonna be presented towards the Game Awards.
this
So
game
meaning
sold
that game got snubbed.
this game sold the most.
Well, I mean that's an assumption
No,
because
no,
I
no, no,
haven't
no, no,
played
no,
it.
no. There was absolutely biased against this game. No matter how you slice it or dice it. The
But
fact that
yeah, Omar, you can state that, but you don't have any proof of it
no,
because the
I
game,
absolutely do. This game,
those
this
same journalists that rated that game very highly are also the ones that voted on the Game Awards.
this game released flawless. My entire playthrough, zero bugs, zero glitches.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it a game of the year. I mean, there are
No,
plenty of
no. What
most
make it the
games
game of the
are
year?
released flawless.
What make it
Hey,
the
hey, Immortals of Atrium had no bugs. That wasn't nominated either.
Yeah, I
yeah?
wouldn't say it was
But
flawless. There were bugs, but you also have to remember it didn't make it far in the player's choice either. So it seems like most people didn't really
Touch it.
vote for it or care for it. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really say it deserved it if the people themselves didn't even vote for it like that. I mean, I don't know.
I
I
actually
enjoyed it. I
voted
got the
for it
plat.
over
It's a good game,
Spider-Man because I really
but there
wanted
were
it. Oh, go ahead, Morgan.
no. You're fine. I mean, I was like, I got the plat. I enjoyed it, but there was just so many great games that came out this year. It's just really hard to say who the top six. I mean, it was a fight. It was a fight for the top six, and just didn't make the cut.
The fact that there is so many nominations and it didn't make a cut in a single nomination, that makes no sense. Like this could have been the best action adventure game, which
But
it was.
Omar, there's so many games that I've played as well. Like, okay, I don't think it makes no sense why Like a Dragon, The Man Who Raised His Name didn't get nominated for anything.
Yeah,
That game was absolutely flawless and fantastic and an incredible emotional journey, but apparently wasn't good enough.
I agree. Same with
but
how
come on,
Octopath.
you have to understand. I'm about to say you have to understand that game came out way after the Game Awards they put their nominees out, so it's impossible to put that game up for like any nominations
No,
because the game came out in
no,
November.
that's not true. That game came out in November.
November, and when did pretty much they start doing the voting?
I think
The
December,
cutoff is I think somewhere early in December.
early December, yeah, because I still had time. Where was Octopath Traveler 2? Like, it
Exactly.
should at least have been
That's what I'm saying. Like, there are so many games that.
in
That's what I'm saying. There's
turn-based.
so many great games, so it's kind of hard to say the reason why one game didn't get it or another, because there was just so many fucking good games this year.
I mean, it
My
was
biggest
inevitable.
My biggest peeve when they put Lies of P in the action adventure category, in the turn-based, in the JRPG category.
Well, it's not JRPG. It's an
Not
RPG.
JRPG. RPG?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But even
RPG.
people who like that game agreed it shouldn't have been in that category.
Agree or don't agree?
Agreed it should not be in
Yeah.
that category.
Over a game like Octopath Traveler, or game like, again, yeah, I don't, it, yeah, the whole Game Award need a revamp, but sadly we're not gonna get one, cause E3 just died.
It's
Yeah?
definitely the recency bias. It's definitely the recency bias with Octopath and with Hogwarts. Those came out like before June. Nothing before June got
Was even
nominated except for
nominated.
the fighting games because they're few and far between.
Yeah.
Only the big
Basically,
one, like,
Only two fighting games that came out this year, which is Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat. And I can see
Exactly.
why Street Fighter 6 won because that was the best like fighting game. Mortal Kombat is a piece of shit fighting game. I don't know why that game should have been was never even came out this year.
And what
Because
I was
when-
trying to say is if there were 5 fighting games that came out after June, they probably would not have put Street Fighter 6 in there. They were scrambling to find fighting games to put in there. That's why they had to reach all the way back further.
there is ton of indie fighting games that came out this year.
I mean, but
That's
Zelda was nominated even though that came out before June. I mean, that's a huge game.
Yeah. Zelda being big.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. If you're big, they're gonna get privilege to be
I
nominated.
mean, I don't know how you would make it any more fair. It's like it's not like they give them a list of games to choose. They're welcome to choose any game they want, and it's up to them to pick the games. I wouldn't know how to make it more fair.
Real talk,
or-
I wish if we can see the sheet that they're filling in at which game they have in their hand that they say you need to shoot out of this game.
I mean, you don't. That's not how it works. You
No,
could vote for
you
Bust
can
a
vote
Move
for
3.
anything.
Like, yeah.
There,
like,
there's
it
no
doesn't matter.
list or criteria that they say, hey, you can only pick from these 10 games. No, they tell them they can pick whatever game they want. It's just after they tally all the votes of what all the people pick, then they pick the top 6
they create the
games
six.
that got the most votes or whatever. So they're open to pick any game, any and every game. So that's why I'm like, I don't know how you would make it more fair. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, like Morgan said, as much as I loved Hogwarts, I just don't see it being up there. Like,
yeah.
and she got
I loved it.
flat. So yeah,
But I wouldn't put it up there. Like it's just there was just way too many better games. Like it was a good game, it was a fun game. But
yeah. In a normal year, it probably would have made it.
yeah, like last year when it was dry, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a normal year. It's
Yeah,
anything.
this
but.
year though, we had nothing but like bangers this year. It
We
was
had
crazy.
nothing but bangers, but still the only reason why it's even if it was no bangers and they still would have snubbed that game, it was the reason because of J.K. Rowling. The whole outrage culture about that game, and pretty much like if you play this, you're a misogynist and all the other type of bullshit. That's the reason why it got snubbed.
Maybe,
Because
but like I
with-
said, like
That's your opinion,
It didn't even
but-
cut
Sam,
players'
I
choice.
don't agree with it.
People was like hit pieces and articles when that game came out, and it was
I know the whole situation with it, but like I said, didn't even get to like the top 10 with the player's choice. So even the gamers who don't have any, reason to not vote for it or get any kind of backlash, even they didn't vote for it. So it's just like, it's just too
You
many
also
other
have to put this.
games.
You also have to put this in perspective.
Um,
The majority of the people that with your vote matters like not that much. It's the pretty much
Well, yeah,
not the
yeah,
developers.
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
what
I'm
she's
talking
that's not
about the
what she's
players.
talking
I'm
about.
talking about the
no,
players'
she's
choice. The way
talking
that
about the
70%
Players Award,
voted on players.
which is
Yeah.
voted by us, the
Hogwarts
players.
Legacy was one of the games that was on the list, but it didn't even make like the top 10.
Yeah,
After,
I
like, the
voted
second
for
round
it.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I voted for it. But we're gonna keep it moving because sadly it's just not something we can prove or disprove. It's just a matter of, well, you can disprove it because you just said it, Morgan. Moving forward with the Game of the Year award, we just found out that E3 is officially dead. Like, it's over. So,
Honestly, I'm fucking glad, and
Oh man.
I don't give a fuck about none of them people that went before that. So they can stop sharing all them hoe ass
Hey,
pictures from going to E3.
hey.
It's fucking dead. No, man, it was so fucking
Why?
annoying because
That's
they
I
were
bad.
always thought I would go,
because
but
they were fucking
dreams
crying.
again.
Well, they were crying. I'm like, bro, all y'all have been to like 17 PAX events and like the fucking German version of that shit and everything. Like they act like there's nothing else for them to go to because E3 isn't there
But you
anymore.
have to
Like,
understand, E3 is when people been watching, like, reading magazines and stuff like that, growing up and everything else.
I mean,
So,
I've
like,
been
that's
there.
me as
It's
a kid.
that's my whole life. But E3 was an industry event, and the moment PlayStation pulled out, that shit died because ultimately, for it to
You're
really
funny,
live up
Chris.
to the hype, was it needed the big three because that
Mhm.
was Super Bowl day when you got to watch everybody. PlayStation went last, and all the shit happened, and that was like once that wasn't there, that murdered E3 already. It was already on
Yeah, it
life
was
support.
once Sony and PlayStation pulled out of the E3, it was over. Everybody was like, "Oh, the PlayStation's gonna regret pulling out of E3."
Yeah, yeah.
They were like, "Oh, really?" As soon as they left, shit went south immediately. Like the E3 that happened that they when they left, it was horrible. It was fucking
Yeah, it
horrible.
was horrible.
Like it was trash. It was like you need PlayStation there because if not, it's just gonna be garbage.
Yeah.
And
Yep. When
ever since then, they were on life support. And Jeff Clement came through. He was like, "This is my time.
Yep.
Summerfest, baby." He came
Summer
through
is
and just
Even
took over.
even then with his Summerfest, like you cannot deny pretty much like E3 has so many memorable moments. The only reason why people go to Summer Game
Of
Fest
course.
is like, bro, what they gonna announce? Because he gonna be sucking off Kojima and whatever fucking developer and shit. Like when you go to E3, it's none of that bias. They just we gonna show you games. It's just like he said, once Sony. Basically, first of all, once Nintendo said they was out of E3, that's pretty much that was the domino effect. That's what started it.
no,
The way
no,
they
no, because
they were still gonna have it.
when
Everybody
Nintendo
was
left,
pulling out.
yeah.
when Nintendo
That's when we
left,
got the Nintendo Direct.
when Nintendo left, we didn't feel it as much. When PlayStation left, that's when you felt it.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because like the Nintendo Direct still took place around E3. Like it was still in the lineup for E3. They just weren't like physically there when they did it.
Uh,
Like, but Nintendo still had the big booth and all that other shit. When PlayStation left E3, like they left that shit like
Oh yeah.
entirely.
and
They were
Nintendo
like a
leaving. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
store
Morgan.
that packed up their
Yeah.
shit and left. I'm
Yeah,
out of
like
here.
nothing. Yeah, so when people went, like I remember that year, and I was like, bro, this is just sad. Like to watch, like it felt completely different, and I wasn't even there.
And
Don't
when
get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna
PlayStation,
miss E3 because it kind of forced PlayStation to come through and have something, and so now they
Absolutely.
can just
when
come when which is a problem. Now they can just make the event whenever they fucking feel like it,
yep,
and there's no, like okay, it's E3, we have to bring the
Yep.
big guns. Like
Yeah,
they
the
can just
balls-
make their
Also-
own showcase.
yeah, and there is also the lack of what you call it, versus. There is no Nintendo Xbox versus PlayStation, so PlayStation can take the time with whatever information they want to share. They don't need to make an impact. But when when E3 was there, they were forced to come out with a big gun to outplay Nintendo, outplay Microsoft. Nintendo is potato in front of PlayStation and Xbox, cause they
Oh
don't
yeah, but
care.
like that's what I was saying. Like, think about what we're talking about. That's what I said. What we're talking about is like the industry events that took place, right? Like the big shows. But like all the other people, that's why I said fuck them pictures they sharing. The other shit that they're sharing is because they got to go, and they're talking about like the show floor and stuff like that. That most of that shit didn't matter at that point. Everybody, if somebody took a day off to like be into E3, you took the day off when, you know, it was PlayStation versus Xbox. It was going in, and then, you know, in between that, usually Nintendo went and like PlayStation shut it down. They had the huge
Yeah.
stage. They went crazy. They had the infamous jokes with Kevin Butler.
Oh,
Like
don't
that's the
remind me,
shit we're
Kevin
talking about.
Butler.
Yeah.
Kevin Butler
To
was the
go off of
goat.
what Omar said, like, the competition, like, that's
Hmm.
what made them go all out because they knew, okay,
Exactly.
Xbox about to go, Nintendo about to go, so we gotta do it up. Like, them playing the orchestra for God of War and then going on
Hmm.
stage
Oh,
playing God of War with the PS4 control and everybody just, oh my god, that's fucking Kratos, and just like, flipping the fuck
Exactly.
out.
rem-
Like, you won't have that kind of spectacle anymore now
yep.
because it's just all gonna be pre-recorded shit for PlayStation Showcase.
Mm.
It'll be,
Yeah.
hey guys, here, this is Corley Barlog with Santa Monica Studio. This is the project I'm working on, and that's just
Yeah.
like that's gonna. I mean, I'm still gonna be
Yeah,
hyped.
I
I'm not
definitely
mean,
prefer them
but
live
the
on stage
Yeah.
spectacle
doing
on like
it.
live
Yeah.
on stage, and then like they put on a show because they knew like, all right, there's an Xbox show, there's a Nintendo show. We gotta outdo them motherfuckers because we need people to come over here and buy our platform and play
So
our game. So we gotta go all out and like just show off for the rest of these motherfuckers. And that's how
remember
they brought it.
remember
And you know what?
how
You know what killed E3? It was the lack of enthusiasm. See what you just announced? Like what you just said,
no
they had enthusiasm throughout all the years when you watch them live showcases.
no
Nowadays, they don't have
no
enthusiasm. They don't
what
have any
killed.
like type of.
Oh, go ahead. So go. Sorry. Go ahead.
I said they don't have enough enthusiasm. Like when you see them like they come out and announce like all this stuff. Like you remember when the PS4 was able to talk about like you could trade your games in. You ain't gotta log in online. It was like a bunch of enthusiasm. Nowadays they just like
I was
here.
like,
Here's what game I developed. Here's what game I developed.
I
Here's a trailer.
remember the feeling when I was watching, I think it was like E3 2018, and all of a sudden I hear the guitar playing. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I see the Firefly logo on like a stop sign or some shit. And I'm like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden they zoom in and you see like this woman playing the guitar. I'm like, oh my God, is that Ellie? It's like an older Ellie and she's playing the guitar sitting in the bed and I'm flipping the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, we're getting The Last of Us 2. Like,
Oh
I wasn't
yeah.
I
expecting us
was
to
right
get
there with
a
you.
Last of Us 2.
I
Because of the way the end of the first game was set up. Like, I miss shit like that. Like
uh,
the crowd went crazy. They were like, oh my God.
Yeah, the
Like,
crowd went
yeah.
nuts.
the
Yeah, that
reveal
shit was
for
crazy.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, the reveal for
Oh.
Horizon was crazy because like the crowd, you can literally hear the crowd like, "Oh my god, that's gameplay!"
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah. They went from cut from trailer to gameplay. That's how you
Mhm.
make
Yeah,
an impact.
yeah,
Seeing the
And
young
that was a
man on
legendary
Ellie's face,
reveal.
like, I'm gonna kill
Ghost
everyone.
of
I was like,
Tsushima. I'm not sure if Ghost of Tsushima reveal was there, but
it was E3.
it get
Remember the
me.
guy came on the stage with the flute? He played
Yeah.
that, and then all of a sudden it pans out, and then you see Jin on the field of flowers with his samurai, in his samurai outfit. I was like, yo, what the fuck is
Spider-Man reveal.
riding through the grass with his horse?
Spider-Man reveal. Like, can you imagine with like if we could see what you call it, Wolverine reveal at such big stage, the
Oh
reaction it would
man,
have
that shit would have been
gotten.
crazy. Yeah, it
Yeah,
Uh,
would have been crazy.
PlayStation definitely needs to. They need to in the lack of communication state that they've been in. They definitely need one of them shows when
yeah,
they
we're
come to it.
gonna
They
we're
need
gonna
to
talk
they need to
about
bring
that.
back the PlayStation experience. They need to
Oh
bring
yeah.
that back.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking for that to come back now.
What?
I've seen a lot of people talking about that. The PlayStation experience.
Yeah, well,
The
where's PlayStation? Where's they so silent? We're gonna talk about PlayStation because
well, also that was another thing though. By the way, that was another thing that alleviated their leaving from E3 because PlayStation experience they did the big show there instead, and they still kind of kept that alive. But like once they shut down the PlayStation experience, it was like it's like they just have no no fervor to do it again, and it's like some people are kind of like accepting that, and I'm like no, I'm not accepting that. Like they need to be on their A game because like I'm not about to be out here like Xbox dudes.
yep,
I know you gotta stay on PlayStation's neck or else they start slipping. I'm
yep,
not letting it happen.
yep. Talk about that.
Yeah.
I saw guys remember how to share games.
Yeah, when he handed it to him.
No, 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 no. When not Kevin Butler,
Yeah,
uh,
it was like Shuhei or one of them or
not
whatever,
Judah,
and they
someone else,
he handed him the
uh,
game.
Andrew House and
Yeah,
Kevin Boyle, something Boyle or something, and when get to share the game, like
Yeah, he handed it, but like
that's
an
what we're
said.
talking about. Yeah, he
that
handed it to
legendary
him.
moment you can't
Yeah, how
replicate.
do you share your games like
Yeah,
this? Yeah,
that legendary. Okay, so going from it, um, the one that made the biggest impact seems to be Xbox. It seems they're getting their groove back with the reveal for Blade and with Hellblade 2 finally showing gameplay. Um,
That's up for debate, but okay.
we're gonna talk about it. Um,
Uh,
Morgan, lady, Hellblade, what your thoughts?
I mean, I think it looks fantastic, but once again, it looks like the gameplay is the same motherfucking on rails hit, wait to parry, hit type of shit. When Ninja Theory definitely said that they were hiring combat um, technicians or whatever
I knew
to
that.
improve the fucking combat of this game. And I mean, it looks like there's some tweaks and stuff. Like they've added some different weapons, and she may have like a couple different moves, but it looks like it's the same combat. Like I was hoping for a more free flowing, not necessarily all the way God of War, but just more of a free flowing. I can switch up weapons. I can just move wherever I want. Combat. But it seems, and I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. We haven't seen a full gameplay demonstration where they're just like literally just showing the actual combat, like she's in a fight straight away, like controller style. But it just seems very samey. But I mean, I'm still gonna play it anyway. I'm a big Hellblade fan. Hopefully, it won't have as many annoying ass puzzles as in the first game.
Oh, don't remind
But
me.
I am looking forward to it. I enjoy Senua's journey. I like her story. I like I enjoy the premise. Her suffering with her mental illness. I hope we get more of that good story, and maybe that will drown out the fact that this combat looks kind of eh.
So what you?
But visually, like, looks fantastic. Like, I was like, oh man, Ninja Theory's on their shit. Like, it's looking real Unreal Engine 5 up in that bitch. I'm impressed.
So what about the Blade return? What your thoughts on that one?
I look. I have no issues with Xbox having a Marvel exclusive game. As they should. Okay.
Hey
No,
guys,
I don't have.
you're
I don't have a
supposed
problem with
to
that.
you're supposed to defend
Listen.
PlayStation.
I support exclusives. Okay. I'm not a person who changes their mind just because it's
I
exclusive to a
see you.
platform
That's how it should be.
I don't own. I
Keep
support
talking.
exclusives. So I have no issues with Xbox having a Marvel exclusive. Blade's a very cool character. It's funny. I was watching. I was having like a Blade marathon like not even like a month ago. So it was kind of funny how it ended up being a Blade game. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Blade. I'm a fan of the Blade movies. Don't really care for Arcane though. Not a big Arcane Leon fan. Like, didn't really care for Deathloop. Never really got into Dishonored. I'm not a really big fan of their art style. Nothing against them. You know, they seem like a competent developer, but like that. If I had my pick of which Xbox studio took on Blade, they'd probably be like my last pick. But I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna let them cook, right? I'm gonna let them do whatever they got to do. When they show gameplay, then I'll make my final decision of whether or not I'm gonna take on this game. But
we see an art style.
but I
what you
haven't
thought?
seen, what it's gonna actually because this is gonna be their first apparent because they're doing it's gonna be third person.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be like their first third person game, and I'm a third person type of player. That's what I prefer. So when they said that, that did bring some relief. I was like, oh, okay. It's not going to be the same first person Arcane's known for. That's cool. They're taking on the challenge, as they should, because you want to see when you play Blade, you want to see Blade, you want to see your character be a badass. So that was a good sign for me. But like I said, I just was looking for a more dark, gritty, because that's what Blade is. He's a dark, gritty character. And I guess people hate, like, photorealism isn't the only art style. Yes, I know that. Okay, my game of the year is not a photorealistic game. I have no problem with non-photorealistic games. It's just for Blade, I would prefer a more photorealistic take on it. But like I said, I am open to being wrong. I'm open to new things. If it does look good and it's like when they finally show off gameplay, it looks intriguing, I will take back everything I said and I'll be like, you know what, this shit looks fire. I'll be there day one. But for right now, just looking at it, I'm just like, just not really a fan of the direction they're going. But the jury's still out, so we will see.
Is there a chance that you keep this, or are you absolutely gonna play it and then decide if you like it or not?
Well, she didn't say play it. She said gameplay reveal.
Oh, so you're actually gonna wait for the gameplay reveal and then decide?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna this was just like a little teaser trailer, so it's not we don't even know if it's gonna even look like that. So I'm gonna make my final decision when I see some actual gameplay. Like, okay, this is how it's gonna look in game, and if it looks intriguing to me, but you know what, I'll give it a try. I'm open to being wrong. I love new games. I'm never gonna turn away a good game, so I will be open to being incorrect.
Okay. Johnny, what's your thoughts on Blade?
I'll wait till gameplay. It looks cool, but I will just wait for gameplay. Like, I don't mind it being on the Xbox. It's like, I don't know why like Sony fans is getting so like ass hurt about
They
it
getting
being
so
on
worked
Xbox.
up about that shit.
Like, they're getting so ass hurt about it. It's like, you realize how big Marvel is. You really think Sony's gonna eat up all the characters? That's like them if they wasn't doing a Blade game and they announced a Fantastic Four game. That would pretty much be the melting pot. But Blade, I don't know why people's like, he is a popular character, within like the past like 20 years. Because I've been reading Blade like before he wasn't even that popular, because of the Wesley Snipes movies and stuff like that. He became like more popular and stuff like that. But I don't know I'm just gonna wait for the gameplay. I want to see what they can actually do, because I did play Dishonored, the first Dishonored, never played Dishonored 2. So I'm like, I'm gonna let them cook, let them come out with the gameplay. This is a great announcement. I'm gonna end up getting a game. We're gonna play it on the ROG Ally when I get one, and just see how the game works.
Wait, what's your thought on Blade?
I say we got his Series X, so he's ready day one.
Yeah, Yusuf, come on. Mr. Xbox. Oh, he's busy right now.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Hey. What's your thought?
Just the mute button didn't appear. Blade, yeah. I agree with Morgan there. If any, it's not my first pick of a studio to, or say the last pick, I guess, for a studio to pick up a Marvel IP. So, but yeah, I mean, look, we gotta wait and see, I guess, until the game comes out to decide whether or not it's gonna be good. But the thing is, like, Arcane, I never liked Arcane. Like, I never was a fan of Dishonored games. So, I mean, I don't have any high expectations of this. But I mean, I have Game Pass, right? So if that game comes out, I'll get it for free.
There you go.
This dude is
So
Game
yeah, so
Pass
it
for
doesn't matter if it's shit.
life. Uh,
Man, he had the Xbox about 2 days. He's like, I
green
got
is
it.
the
I love it.
green is the best color, right?
Now purple is the best color.
Okay. Um.
That's
This.
why I bought a purple Xbox controller.
Uh huh.
Ooh,
Do you
nice.
think Xbox gonna nail this one?
Nah,
No.
nope. Definitely
Okay.
not.
Um.
I'm thinking Blade is going to be let's say a mediocre game. It's just going to be. It just got to be decent. Like it. Do it have to hit out the park? Yes, but it's like the first game. It's like when Spider-Man came out. A lot of people gave it flack, but it's their first time doing a Spider-Man game because they never did a Spider-Man game. I'm just going to treat Arcane just like they Insomniac. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. If the game comes out, if it's like
Don't do that.
decent,
Don't
but
do
it's
that.
not like
Don't do that. Insomniac has the benefit of the doubt because of their previous
Aw.
games.
Oh, Arcane
I've
got
never
some
did like
high-rated
a
games,
Spider-Man
man.
game before. When I think of Insomniac, I was like, Insomniac doing a Spider-Man game? Okay, that's weird. But, I gave it a chance.
Well,
But
the thing is,
that
but
actually made a lot of
Insomniac had
sense
things that
because
came out before
their Ratchet and
Spider-Man.
Clank games
Yeah,
were
the Ratchet
pretty
and Clank
much
and stuff
at
like that. But
One
I would
person
never
at a
the
correlate,
time.
gameplay.
but I would never correlate Ratchet and Clank to them making a Spider-Man game. I would say if they were ever going to do a superhero game, it would be with somebody like, like a cyborg or something, like a cyborg game, because it's like they make like cyber, a lot of like futuristic
Yeah,
type of weapons.
but now you're confusing sort of the elements, like the sci-fi elements with the gameplay. Like gameplay wise, it made a lot of sense. There was a lot of high speed reversal there, and Sunset Overdrive. Take that. That was basically a superhero game, just not based on any IP.
I
That
want to call
that
something
kind
over a
of
superhero game. It's kind of like a pretty much a shooter. You just shoot shit up.
yeah,
For me
sure,
playing,
but
it
that's a
doesn't look
Ratchet
like
and
a
Clank
superhero
elements.
game.
But like like the way that the reversal, you can definitely see the DNA there that eventually became Spider-Man. Like they took what they learned from those games in that one. So
They
I
absolutely
don't see
did.
that,
Yeah.
that leap as far as being a studio that's predominant, like both were third person, right? I don't see that leap as far as being a studio that's predominantly known for first person shooters trying to make a third person, essentially a hack slash game. I imagine, because I imagine you're gonna need to use your katana a lot, otherwise it's not a blade game, of course.
Well, he uses more
Blade
than
better.
katana besides the guns.
Yeah, no,
Besides the guns,
but
the
that's
katanas.
gonna be your that should be your main weapon, otherwise it's not a blade game.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
Blade
I'm
uses
So, from the
multiple.
look of it, Blade
But
have
Blade
three
uses
different
multiple
play
weapons.
styles. They
Yeah,
have
he's
guns.
not saying he doesn't do the other stuff, but if you if you predominantly watch a lot of what Blade does, it's still majority is his katana. It's typically his main weapon.
I mean,
Wait,
it's
His
I
it's
main.
thought you had three fight style.
Are you
Guns?
listening? Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Main weapon.
I
Main
th-
weapon.
no, I thought. Oh yeah, I didn't hear the weapon
yeah.
Yeah,
part.
his
My bad.
main weapon, but Blade is kind of like pretty much the vampire hunter version of Batman. So they make him pretty much come
Um,
like fully
He,
like armed
he
to the
uses
teeth.
lots of dope shit, but I'm saying like if the blade play is trash, fuck that game.
yeah.
Yeah, but that sword
Like
play, got to be top tier.
yeah,
Like I want to be chopping your motherfuckers' heads off in Blade. Like,
So, do you want it to be rated at
Sword
42
play is
then?
blade, not Wade.
oh,
Wait,
absolutely. I said I want a dark and gritty
and
Blade.
if you're not
Absolutely,
gonna get
it
that,
better be M rated.
if you're not gonna get that, they're gonna be on top built as well then.
Let's see. If they push teen to the limit, maybe I'll accept it. Like like I said, I have to see gameplay. I have to see how violent they're gonna take this game because it needs to get there.
Okay, Lady One
I
Blood.
want to dance in the blood. All right.
You want dismemberment?
Of
That one
course.
what?
I mean, if it's not in there, it's not a Blade
Dismemberment.
game. It makes no fucking sense.
The game
yeah.
is called Play.
and I'm not gonna be biased because I expect the same thing from Wolverine. Like I
Oh, yeah.
expect a mature rated fucking game. I better be slicing motherfuckers up. All right. I better be dismembering. Like when I come through and I start and look, the claws come out. All right, legs are coming off. Okay,
Ooh.
heads are getting
Fact,
cut.
fact.
She's going for the
Right.
kneecap. I
I
see,
need-
I see.
I understand we got a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You know, he's for like everybody. You know, for the kids, and he doesn't kill. But this ain't Peter Parker. Okay, this is Logan. All right, he don't give a fuck about none of that, and he will kill you just by looking at him the wrong way. So I need this man to get crazy. All right.
But Omar, why are you responding like she's saying something outrageous? I mean, that's the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. As it should
Because
be.
there is a big,
Two
there is
M-rated
a
Marvel
big,
games, okay?
there is a big chance that Blade might not be rated M for mature.
I know. I think the developer came out and said they're going to a mature route because I think Xbox gamers are under the announcement were asking them about it, and I think they responded back like, we're going a mature route for this game.
Oh, I
So-
didn't see that. So then,
Yeah.
that should be confirmed blood and gore and all
Yeah.
that jazz.
And
Then.
Brian, the game director for Wolverine, also said they're going for a mature route, and I remember seeing the
Yeah,
the
they
job
hired
listing.
the dude from Last of Us 2 for that one, for the
Yeah.
blood. So
Their
you're
job
gonna make
listing
sure
was
for
like,
that.
We
Yeah.
need somebody who knows how to animate decapitations, amputations. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I like to see. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Bloody, gory, absolutely.
Okay.
It would be crazy like that if they couldn't make a gory Wolverine game after they made The Last of Us. I mean that's Sony's MO, right? They can make
Mhm.
these very mature, very
Exactly.
graphic games.
Exactly.
Why not do that with
I was
a
cutting
comic
heads
characters
off.
known to be graphic? Yeah.
Exactly. I was cutting heads off in Ghost. All right. I had no problem taking motherfuckers' legs and shit. All right. I was doing it happily,
Oh yeah.
and I should be able to do it in Wolverine.
So, do you guys, and I need to say that because we've seen PlayStation fans being on the copium saying that it's gonna hit PlayStation and Xbox going third party and all that jazz.
No way, no.
No,
Yeah.
it's not coming to PlayStation. I think
Meaning,
people
I
get over
don't
that
think
shit.
so. Do you guys
Well, Arcade is
want for it to succeed?
I mean, I want to.
Yes, I want a good Blade game. Absolutely.
That's how it should be.
That would be a waste of a good fucking IP. Absolutely, I want a good Blade game. I want it
Yeah.
to succeed.
Viper, what's your thought on Blade?
Well, I'm on a wait and see approach as well. It's not like I don't have an Xbox. I have a PC, but if it comes out on PC, I'll probably check it out.
I mean,
It's
it's
coming
on
out on
Xbox,
PC.
so it's on
You ain't even got to
PC.
doubt that.
With that being said, my only cause for concern is every time Microsoft has taken over a company, the first trailer is always the best looking trailer. Everything goes to shit shortly there. The next few trailers, they get worse and worse, and you finally see the downgraded version when it comes out. That's my only concern. But if it looks fine and it's on PC, I'm there. Won't be
I
day one, but I'll be there.
I gotta give you props for this one. Let's name a few games, shall we? Avowed. Avowed.
Oh.
Avowed. Starfield.
Exactly.
Redfall.
Oh, no, he's saying Starfield. He's saying Oh no, you're saying okay.
No,
yeah,
he's naming the games that progressively
that
look
what you were
worse.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm still upset about Avowed, man. Don't even mention that damn game.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
let me
people
not
got
give.
flack on me for that.
Let me hit them where they
for
hurt.
being upset about that?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
About
Omar.
Avowed?
I interrupted you. I apologize. Go ahead, Omar.
Let me hit them where they hurt. Halo.
Yeah.
The very first Halo reveal, people were jumping up and
Oh my
down.
god.
Even
Oh, you mean how the Slipstream engine was gonna change our lives?
yeah, even Secure were like, this look good, Viper, this
Listen,
look good, and then started
y'all just didn't appreciate Craig. That was the problem.
so other than
But
that,
yeah,
yeah,
because when I called out Avowed, I was like, wait a minute. When they showed that second trailer, I was like, this doesn't look like what they initially showed. They were like, what are you talking about? That first trailer was CGI. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's not what I was told. But you know what? Y'all told me it was real time in engine, but I'm gonna be quiet. Okay, you right. I'm gonna be quiet.
So Blade for Viper. Wait and see. Are you a fan of the IP?
Say again.
Are you a fan of the IP?
Uh,
The Blade. Yeah.
yeah, I'm a fan of a game of games. If a game looks good and I like the way like the way it looks, or if I like the gameplay, I'll get it. But when I hear Blade, I think Wesley Snipes. I've never seen the comics, so
Me neither, and I only think what it's not as well.
And if
Okay,
they're smart,
think
and if they're smart, they'll remember that because most people think that way.
yeah. Um, what?
I'm a comic book fan, so I've been reading Blade since like '95.
Okay. So we're gonna go to use them for additional information when the game gets revealed and stuff like that, gameplay wise and stuff like that. Um, staying with Xbox, Jeff Keighley's favorite guy came on the stage. Can you guys guess who?
Me, his man. Yeah,
I'm not gonna say
His
that. I'm gonna be
butt buddy.
respectful. Yeah, his best buddy. Kojima.
that's his boyfriend. Don't disrespect their
I'm
relationship.
not gonna
alright?
say that because that's not my
Come on,
point.
Omar.
Kojima came on the
Sure,
stage,
sure.
and lo and behold, he played an Universe card. Everyone
the
was
Universe.
expected to see Death Stranding gameplay and stuff like that, and he hit us with OD.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
was not expecting Death Stranding. I don't know who else was.
I was, cause it's Kojima. I legit, I
Well, for
wasn't
me,
expecting anything else from him. I knew about that work, but I thought it's a small project.
yeah.
I
I mean,
didn't.
I figured we were gonna get Xbox's game because since he already showed Death
Yeah.
Stranding 2.
Okay.
That man is making a move in the dime of Microsoft.
Yo, shout out to C Fresh. I just saw your comment. Can't wait to play Blade with DualSense features. Hey,
Yo,
C Fresh. You're gonna keep to
man,
wait
be
to
booting
be
up on
keep
YouTube.
waiting, dude. My dude, I don't think it's gonna happen. If it does, you're gonna get a W. If not, you either get an Xbox or a PC, or you take the L. But going back to OD, shout out to Detective Web from Xbox 000006789110. Apparently there is something Silent Hill related in that trailer. If you look
I don't think it was the
very
trailer.
carefully in the mouse, apparently, mouse movement.
Oh,
I'm poking fun of it, but real talk, I am hoping for something like that, and this not just to be a boring. I want this OD thing to be a thing, cause right now I'm bored.
I don't know. Kojima talking like it's like a movie and a game, and I was just like, you making it for the wrong fan base if you're doing all
Yeah,
that. But
yeah. Which would surprise me that Microsoft said, yeah, here's money, cause they know the fan base. So yeah, Kojima got a big line star with them, and he's making an OD game. What do you OD on OD? Anyone have anything else to say about OD? The only reason I'm keeping short because we don't know what OD is.
I will say that Kojima gets a lot of fanfare for just showing motion capture. Like he spent 15 minutes up on that stage, just showing people's faces, making different motions with their mouth. And, I'm just like, I am a Kojima fan. Okay, I love Metal Gear. Okay, I love Death Stranding. But it's just like, it's like Kojima can just ride this wave of like popularity without really having to show much. And I'm just like, I don't understand why he had so much fanfare for showing so little.
I have
I'm
a
like,
question.
he brought Jordan or Poole out or whatever, and I'm like, okay, you're making a game with him, a movie director, okay. But it's just like and once again, Kojima likes to be so mysterious with everything he's working on. He has to be that mystery man. Like, oh man, I don't know what it. You don't know what it is. It's not a video game. It's not a movie. It's something in between. And I'm like, what? And then he just like when they keep asking him direct questions of like, okay, so what exactly is it? Kojima loves to go all around the question and just say a bunch of nothing, so that you're
is
just
he
left
telling me
with a mysterious veil of, oh man, he's such a genius because we don't know what the fuck he's doing. And I'm
So
just,
what you're telling me, he would make an amazing politician?
no, he'd make an amazing horror director because that's exactly what he wants to be. He wants to make movies, but he's just kind of trapped in the gaming sphere.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I never played Metal Gear. Did Metal Gear?
You're wrong, Omar. You should play more.
Did Metal
Off
Gear?
rip.
Did Metal Gear put stealth on the map?
Yeah, I wouldn't say, it put it in a way that nobody ever did it before.
Okay, and he did it again with Death Stranding. Is that fair to say?
And
With
also,
stealth?
and to be fair with Death Stranding, they didn't show much in the first 4 or 5 trailers for that either,
Oh,
and
I
people
know.
were excited.
Yeah,
to
but
show
you
that
would
as well.
think
Playing the
he
game,
would.
still didn't
You
know what
would
the fuck was
think
going
he
on. They're
would.
like, wait, what?
You would think he would, learn from it.
I mean, he knows but he's one of those few developers that can get away with it because just off a name, he can be that mysterious man who makes these artistic games that take more than like 5 brain cells to understand. Like, oh man, so deep. But it's just like I love his work, but I just wish he'd just be straight up sometimes because I just get so mad when he takes up so much time just to say nothing.
Yeah, that was not needed. It should have been a 10-second trailer, but
Because
just needed
people
his
ask him
friend.
Omar, didn't you feel the love in the air?
Oh man, yeah, I'm about to say Keely, man, he was asking my type like, where you at? Like, hit me up later.
I'm not gonna lie.
I saw that one. I saw that one. He was bitter.
He started blushing and everything.
So anyone have anything else to
You can expect him to not give his wife who main stage. Come on.
Anyone
Yeah,
have
he got
anything else to say about OD by itself?
They
Going
didn't give
on?
like a date or anything, right? It was just
They
Oh,
just
the-
announced it.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
And that Jordan Poole's about to be part of the series, about the game.
Yeah,
So-
he's working with them. It's supposed to be episodic too, like powered by the cloud, and I'm just like, oh god, another
real
cloud
quick.
project.
Jordan Poole is a basketball player. Jordan Peele
That's
is
gonna
the
be Jordan
model.
Peele.
Okay. So we're gonna see what the Xbox is about in 2027 something. I'm not joking. So another surprise, we actually got a new project from a new studio. This one by none other than Yuki Nakamura. And the project is called Unseen. So, correct me if I'm wrong, or not correct me if I'm wrong. Explain to me.
No, the project isn't Unseen. That's a studio.
The studio is Unseen,
Wow.
but the project is. Oh no, the project is
Wow.
not Unseen. The project is something else. My bad. Is the game single player or multiplayer? Do you guys know? Cause I don't.
No idea.
No idea.
No,
Okay.
it did seem like it's multiplayer or
It seems
co-op or
multiplayer, yeah, co-op something. So, I'm gonna keep an eye and look on that. It look interesting. It's a mix between human and yokai. Uh, so, interested to see what the fuss is about. Um, Anyone have anything else to say about uh, Nakamura new project?
No,
Just the like pretty much it kind of gave me Jujutsu Kaisen vibes because when you play the game, it's like all right, we see the trailer, it's like it looks every like Japan. Then when
Really?
you know they do like the little box, you see what you're really seeing. So it's kind of like curses or something like that. Like all right, cool. She's probably
Kinda
working.
like,
She's probably a
kinda
JJK
like
fan.
Bleach too. How with Bleach,
Somewhat like that too.
so it's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna play. Anyone else have to say anything about this new project?
Cameroon is, by the way, the name of the game.
Thank you. Going once, going twice. Interesting. Nobody have any interest in the game?
It's not gameplay.
I mean,
So-
yeah, we
I
haven't seen
don't really know
gameplay,
what more we can say about it. It's not.
but we
Yeah.
finally know what she's working on.
I mean,
Do we?
it looks cool. That's all I know.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
can't really say
I've got
much. We don't
yokai,
really know.
so that piques my interest. But I do
Yeah.
hope it's single player, because otherwise I'm not interested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
okay, and the next talking point is gonna be apparently a studio trash talk Xbox. Ooh.
What, you're not gonna go through the other announcements?
Those were the
But-
only ones worthy.
But this is
what
According
do you
to
know the rest
Omar.
for the
But
Wicked?
this-
That looked awesome.
this
And
this
your favorite studio,
is-
Moon Studios.
Yes. So Moon Studio left a comment from a person that said, finally getting away from that trash publisher. And
Ah, okay. That
they
was
announced their next game, and I forgot what's its name, but I'm super excited about it. Finally, Moon
Yeah, it
Studio
looks
on PlayStation,
fucking fantastic.
Yep.
right?
Art style is amazing. Like,
Right? Let's go! Inject it into my vein. That shit look
Yeah, they-
gorgeous. That shit look
they were like,
gorgeous,
"Our
and I was
first game
surprised.
on PlayStation.
I was surprised that from Moon Studio, cause I'm so used to them with Ori, anime stuff, not anime, cute stuff and stuff like that, and you get that game.
Yeah.
So-
Do we know who's publishing it? Because Xbox or Microsoft published.
No,
Ori.
they're
Oh,
going.
yeah. I know they're not being published by Microsoft. I'm just saying, do we know who's publishing this game? I'm just
Not-
I'm glad they found funding, because I was worried about them after they was like, we out, peace with Microsoft.
They
I
might
was worried
publish
that
it
they-
themselves or have someone else. But
Yes,
one thing
Omar,
for
thank you.
sure, they are stuck with some allegations. So I'm curious who would want to work with them in the midst of the allegation.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moon Studio new IP. Can't wait for it. From a new IP to another new IP. This one by the developers that actually made one of the best comeback in gaming history, and that is from the studio No Man's Sky. We have a new game called Light No Fire. And who is interested in that game?
I never played No Man's Sky, so I'm probably not even gonna play his games. His games don't look that very interesting to me. It's like, okay, it's this open world game, so it'll be in like an open world like medieval game with magic.
It
But
definitely
doesn't
looks
look-
like. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just say it just don't look that interesting to me. And especially how the game's gonna come out, I won't wait. Like, cause normally like how No Man's Sky was, was a mess and stuff like that. And that was like probably one of the most biggest comeback stories of like how a game was trash, and it came back, gave out great content like over the years. So I'm
I am
expecting that for that,
expecting
for
this
that
one
game as
to
well.
release better. I expect them to have learned from their mistake or fuck up with No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it definitely has that No Man's Sky art style. It looks basically like they're taking everything they learned from it and they're just focusing. I mean, I can't say definitively because I don't really know everything, but it looks like they're just focusing on one world this time, which I enjoy now. Like I'm not a big space travel kind of gamer, so if it's just like one world and you're just doing all this in one location, I can fuck with that. Um, I'll give it a try. Like,
Me too.
yeah. So, I'm willing. I like the way it looks. Like I said, I like the art direction. It's a beautiful looking game. I got to see some more about what the premise is behind it because you kind of got a trailer of kind of generic of what the player's doing or as far as just like traversal and looking at the different biomes and stuff. But yeah, when they explain more of like what is like your mission, your objective, like what you're trying to do, uh, that's when I guess I'll determine whether I'll be there. But from what I see, it looks pretty good.
So, yeah, anyone else have anything to say about this one? No? Then,
Nate over there got the plat for No Man's Sky. I don't know
yeah,
why-
and he's
know why
talking nothing.
It's because I was doing something. But
Oh,
yeah, I
oh.
mean, yeah, you're talking about the.
Light no fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks good, but I mean, I need to see more.
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
fair.
it looks like they're taking the same premise, but different worlds and stuff like that. But I got to see the gameplay loop and how that all works out and how they're expanding that and going from there. I mean, do I think it's going to be interesting and they're really going to do great with it? Yeah, absolutely, because I think it looks like a much more grounded version of No Man's Sky. Um, and that team is really talented. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see more of it.
Okay. And with that being said, I think that's all for the Game of the Year award. Unless
No,
someone
it's
has
not.
anything else to say, go ahead.
There are plenty of more game announcements.
I mean, like, what's the biggest one?
Like Visions of Mana. Look really
Oh yeah,
interesting. Square Enix.
oh yeah, I forgot. Sega is making a comeback with their remake, and anyone is interested in their games.
What? I was talking about Vision of Mana.
I am.
Legend of
I'm gonna
Mana.
get it.
Legend of Mana is it's a game I'm gonna play it. I love Square games like that. I never played the original. If they had an original, so
It's not Legend of Mana. It's Visions of Mana.
yeah, I know. It's from the same. Is it from? So is it in a remake as well? Cause
It's from the Mana series. Yes, that's true.
but it's a new IP. You would say?
Well, the Mana series, it's a Mana series, so it's not a new IP as
No, what I mean by that, it's a new installment or it's a remake.
Is it a remake?
it's a new entry in the series.
It's a new entry. Okay, I see. So everyone's gonna be interested in it because if you love the Legend of Mana franchise game, I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
I'm
to
sure
it.
they will be.
Yeah,
I have zero interest in that game.
I mean,
Rude.
I am.
me too. So we're gonna see out what's gonna come out. Other than that, there is what else?
And Lightspeed announced that Last Sentinel game. I mean, that looked interesting.
Which one? Remind me.
Last Sentinel,
Yeah, that
sort of sci-fi game, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
look. Yeah, there was a lot of announcement came wise that look interesting. More people wanna give it a chance. So yeah, and Sega also making a comeback with a remake. Anyone interested in the remake? I know I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another
Yeah.
remake I'm also interested in is Brother of Tail Son. I played the game, I enjoyed it, I love the gameplay mechanic. I'm not gonna say anything. I hope people experience it, cause
you talking about the remake?
yeah, before
Yeah.
until
I'm definitely playing that.
Yeah, me too. But when it comes
Yeah,
to
Exodus looked interesting. I think I already mentioned that.
which one?
Exodus.
Yeah, let's do this. It's looking interesting. Yep. What
You
else?
gotta talk about this other game. I don't know who, if you know, in this podcast ever played DNF, Dungeon and Fighter. So they have like a character. They're making like a Souls game. So it's like the first Berserker, Kuzan. So if you like
Oh yeah,
into
I
like
see First
DNF
Berserker.
more,
So First Berserker, is it an anime or a manga?
no, it's a DNF is it's kind of like World of Warcraft, but it's like a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up style. It's an online game.
Okay.
And they made a fighting game. They made a fighting game called DNF Duel. I have that.
DNF
I still have
Duel,
it in my
right? Yeah,
box
I
set.
know about it.
Yeah, it is the character. Each character is like a type. So the game is pretty much the Berserker is like pretty much like the brawler type. So this is like the
Oh,
very
okay.
first. So this is like the very first Berserker that ever was. So they make it into like a Souls game. So
Interesting.
I'm interested in that game.
Okay, it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna implement them. Because they're going
I hope
from
they
fighting game to now this. Are they making it or some different studio?
a different studio.
Oh, okay.
But you gotta understand, it's a beat 'em up online game, go to a fighting game, and now they do it like a Souls game. So in
I
that
see.
case, I hope they do like the first gunslinger, because there's multiple gunslingers. So I hope they do like the first gunslinger. It was kind of like a Devil May Cry type of
Oh,
game.
okay.
If they're gonna
Okay.
expand and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw the first Berserker and it looked interesting. The art style looked very interesting and
Like more anime. So I was like, when I seen like the developer Nexon and people that made like DNF Duel, they always publish the games. It's like, okay, they're working on something. When I see like the Berserker, I was like, okay, they do a DNF.
okay, I see. Um, anything else that I can remember is the death
We got some more
game. Metaphor more. Yeah, I mean Metaphor was already revealed, I think, and it
Yes,
looked
reveal at the Xbox showcase.
yeah, it looked crisp as always. We already know we're day one on this one. No matter who you are, I'm pretty sure everyone is day one. Weeb, you're day one, right?
I probably need to see more. I need to see more of the metaphor
Okay,
because like I need to see like more like with the game and stuff like that. Like we finally seeing more with the game. So like later on, it's coming out 2024. So with more trailers, I get to see more. Do my little bit of research. Pick up the game.
Weeb, what about you?
Not sure
Day
day
one or
one,
no?
but it looks interesting.
You,
What
you know
about
me.
you?
I'm I'm a Atlas whore. So
Yeah.
At least you say it out there. Okay, and hey, day one or no? He's busy. So, let's jump to our next topic. And prepare for a lot of I told you so. And prepare for a lot of hold it and prepare for a lot of finally Naughty Dog, Naughty Dog, Naughty Dog. So they said let them cook. They said give them the kitchen. And they said this is Naughty Dog. You don't doubt Naughty Dog. And what
they
happened?
done burnt the food.
They burnt the entire house. They didn't just burn the oven, they burnt the entire house. Heck, if PlayStation
It
didn't shut them down, they would have burnt the entire what do you call it, country.
Well,
It ain't
I'm
even
not
cooked.
willing to go
Because-
so far as to say they burnt the house, but they definitely burnt the food.
They burnt I'm gonna so far saying not only they burnt the food, they burnt the food, they burnt the furniture, they burnt the house, they burnt the why?
Listen, you know Omar's gonna go
No,
overboard.
no,
He's
no,
gonna
I'm not gonna
over
go
exaggerate.
overboard. I'm not exaggerating either. When you have a publisher, when you have a developer working on your game, like Ben Studio had to put time out of their game to help them. That's how bad Last of Us Faction was.
That's not necessarily bad
It
because
is
all the studios help each
bad.
other. No, Santa Monica had plenty of help on God of War Ragnarok with Ben helping them too.
Yeah,
That's
but
not a bad sign to have other studios helping you. That's
no,
normal.
no,
That's not
bad
bad.
is because it didn't come out. That's what I'm talking about. Like helping
Mm,
studio, helping each other, that's never a bad thing. But when you wasted so much and you try to do something, Nate and we've been saying for years, we talked about it with Xbox dude. We, I knew it's gonna be the same with PlayStation dude. Like, how you gonna go from a developer that fixated that your bread and butter is whatchamacallit, single player games to working on a multiplayer and try to make it work. I knew it's gonna run through issues, but yeah, faction is dead. I'm gonna go to Morgan. What's your thoughts on faction being dead?
mm,
Are you happy? Are you
am I?
sad? Or are you indifferent?
Uh, I'm kind of indifferent about it. Like, yes, I was looking forward to it, and it seemed like an exciting venture for Naughty Dog to take on. And yes, I am disappointed that it got canceled. I'm like, I was, aw, really? I was upset. But I mean, they said they got 2 other IPs that they're currently working on, 2 single player games. And I get the fact that you know when it comes to such a big venture that they were trying to do with this game, that it would literally take you know all their resources to uh keep this venture going, to keep having to support it, because the difference between like a live service and a regular multiplayer is that you have to keep feeding a live service. You have to keep it alive. You have to do expansions. You have to do seasons. You have to do chapters. You have to, make microtransactions. You have to continuously feed the beast in order to keep it relevant and to keep the money flowing. And, they had a vision, but it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it turned to Godzilla and destroyed the city. And they were like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We can't like do all this. Like, I've seen people online having an issue like, oh man, well, other companies do it. Like, there's 343 and there's the coalition. I'm like, y'all, 343 have one game, Halo Infinite, and their whole team is dedicated to Halo Infinite. What did they say? This is going to be a 10-year-long game, right? This is going to be a game that lasts 10 years. This is the game that they're working on. And their studio is like 700 plus, while 800 plus, while Naughty Dog is 400.
Ask their employees how well they're doing right now, because
Exactly.
isn't doing good.
Yeah,
Exactly.
using 343 is not smart.
They're saying like, oh, other companies can do it, and I'm like, yes, but they only every company that they name, or every studio that they name, is only working on a live service game. That was the point that Naughty Dog said. They were like, we can do it, but this is gonna be the only fucking game. This is it. It's gonna be Factions, or The Last of Us multiplayer, as they dubbed it. That was gonna be the game that they had to pour every single resource in, and they were like, we had to make a choice. Now we can do this, or we can keep making the single player games that y'all, that we are known for and that y'all love. And I'm like, listen, if it comes down to it, drop the bitch. Okay, drop it like a
So
bad habit.
why take so long to like what's his name? What's his name? The one from God of War developer, David Jaffe. He came out and said this game is dead. Like, this information that this game is dead have been on for a long time now.
David didn't fucking know. He was just saying.
Nah,
Yeah.
I truly
Y'all
believe
keep
he
thinking this
knew.
man is an insider. He is not.
He literally worked with PlayStation. Don't you think he kept a few people at...
He worked with PlayStation like 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that he worked with PlayStation, don't you think?
That doesn't mean you got instant connects though. At Naughty Dog at that. Like, he don't fucking know. He just guessed based on the news, right? Like 50% of people were right. Some people said it was gonna. That's like saying, you know, you and Pila had insiders because y'all were right. Like, no, you just determined it based on what was going on in the news. It's the same thing he did. Like, that's just how he determined it. Like, I mean, it's just, look. I get people are upset and they're like, why didn't they make this decision before? How did they not see it? But the thing is, hindsight is 2020, right? We can all be like, oh, we saw this coming. Oh yeah. But listen, when you're in it and you have a vision and you think you have a plan and you think it's all gonna work out, you know, you're not looking at like, oh yeah, this is gonna fail. This isn't gonna work. Like, they had a plan, but the problem is the plan kept getting bigger, and the things they kept adding, it kept getting bigger and bigger and more ambitious and more ambitious. They kept adding more stuff. Oh, this could be good. This could be good. Then Bungie came in. They gave their opinion and said whatever the hell they said, which was probably what really set it off to go downhill after that. After Bungie came in and was just like, look, you're gonna have to add, this is nice, but you're gonna have to add this. You're missing this. You probably need this for more player engagement. You got to add this. You're gonna need more developers because y'all missing this. You don't have enough microtransactions here. You don't have enough seasons here. You need to add more weapons here. And then Naughty Dog was probably like, wait, what? We thought this was good. This isn't good enough. They're like, no, you need more. and that's when they were like, okay, yeah.
To piggyback off of that, you also have to understand team makeup. I don't know how many of you guys have worked on a team, but in a team of, let's say, 400 people, you're gonna have some people in training, some newbies. You're gonna have, you know, mediocre people, and then you have experts. I guarantee out of 400 people, they only got 25 to 50 experts. And the problem is, you can't split all of your experts up evenly. They might not have had enough experts to put on that. Is what I'm saying. The team makeup, they probably said, all right, you 50 go here, you 50 go here, and then they realized the team that was on the games as a service part needed, because I guarantee you, there's one person in that group that knows a lot of shit, and when that person leaves, shit goes downhill. And team makeup is very important. They probably didn't have enough experts for the team makeup.
So why not hire more?
That's the point. You can't just hire anybody.
Yeah.
You need an expert. There are not that many experts out there. Like I said, in a group of 400, you might get 25 to 50 experts. And the fact of the matter is that those experts are people too. They have feelings. They get upset. You know, they might not want to share their information because they want to keep their job. They don't want to train other people. You know, when it comes to teams, you have to understand that there has to be an ebb and flow of cohabitability. And what I mean by that is you have to know how that team works with each other. You could put, because I've been on a team where it's nothing but A+ people, a team of 15 people, all experts. That shit didn't go well because everybody wanted to take charge of the team. And then you have the teams where you got one expert or two experts and they're trying to train and teach everybody else, and one expert may get mad at the other, and then you got the two experts fighting each other and they both leave the project, and now you got nothing but trainees. So that's what I'm saying. You don't know what is going on behind the scenes with the team makeup.
Yeah, look at the initiative, right? It was built on a team of veteran experts all over the industry, and then that shit just went left. Like, it's very hard when it comes to making a good team. And again, you know, this was a new venture for Naughty Dog, right? They think they've ever really made. I'm trying to think back. They've never made a live service game before, so this was like a new venture for them, and they took it on, and I applaud them for trying. But at the end of the day, they had to be like, you know what? We ain't built like that. So we need to get back to what we know, which is single player, games. And I get it. Everybody's like, if they just stuck to the multiplayer that people wanted, this would have never, got out of control, and we would have moved on and wasted resources and blah 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 and broken promises and all that stuff. But like I said, hindsight's 2020. They thought they had it in the bag. They thought, we could do this. We could do this, all right? We can take this on. And we want to give our fans something big and something fun to play. Like, we want to give them something even more ambitious than just a side multiplayer. And so, they took on the challenge, but,
know what
it's hard. And the real question is like, would you have rather them kept going and then, let's say, they did it, but then it wasn't good?
No.
And
then you got that Redfall.
Worse.
You got.
And then exactly. And how many people after Redfall came out and said, why wasn't this project canceled? Why would you greenlight this? Why would you let this go through? This was such a waste of time. Arcane shouldn't have done this. Why even bother with this project? And like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people are wishy-washy like that. They'll be like, a bad game will come out and they'll be like, why the hell did you greenlight this? Why did it go through? But then another game gets canceled and people are like, oh my god, why the fuck would you cancel it? I wanted it, yada yada yada.
I think it's just all about the star power. If it wasn't Naughty Dog, nobody would have batted an eye. Trust me.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's Naughty Dog, the premier studio at, from under PlayStation, right? The top dogs.
Yeah.
And so people had high hopes, and I get that. Because who wouldn't want a live service game with the fidelity and the combat of a Last of Us game, right? That sounds like it's an amazing fucking project. But it just takes expertise that they just don't have under their pocket. And I get, hire more, but there's like a developer recession. Like, talent is hard to find out here in these streets. That's why you always see these post-ups go for like, hey, we're hiring, because it's the turnover rate is high as hell, and the retention rate is like low if you haven't been there for like 10 fucking years. So it's just like developers are leaving all the time. High, like Viper said, quality developers are hard to find. The expertise that you're particularly looking for a project, it's just hard to find out here. So it's not like they don't have like the capabilities of hiring more. It's just it's hard out here to find somebody who can pick up where they need them to pick up.
Correct me. So you can disagree with me or agree with me on this one. I have the feeling, if not for Bungie, the game would have been released.
Probably, maybe. But then again, it's like, what state would it have released in? Like,
it would have been an upgrade on faction, but it wouldn't have been focused on monkey transactions and stuff like that, which is why it got canned. That I believe was happened.
I believe it should have been like pretty much like the first factions, because Naughty Dog, they're very good at multiplayer. Their weakness is they don't really put that much effort into like making the game long lasting. That's the reason why like I'm shocked to see why the first factions did so well, because it's something new. A lot of people wanted to play. It wasn't like how you play like Uncharted 2. It was just like something unique. It had its own feature. So we was thinking with the second game, you may get a horde mode. It may have to pretty much feature the infected, because you're in The Last of Us. You have to face these infected creatures. But like I said, that pretty much that Bungie getting involved. I think that's pretty much the key when the game was never gonna come out, because Bungie probably put something in their ear, or probably asked them to do something like kind of like make it like how Destiny is. Like, Destiny's not even doing that well anyway.
And hey, you here?
Yeah, I'm back.
What's your thoughts on cancellation for faction?
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. It's one of the few multiplayer modes that I did like. I did anticipate them adding some other modes to the multiplayer, especially with them talking about being more ambitious. They said they've done a similar horde mode in Uncharted before that was really fun. That was like 3 players, and you just kind of like see how long you could last, and that was amazing. Um, Honestly, I just felt like it really did. Like I said, like a lot of people, you guys have said, like I felt like it got weird when Bungie got involved, and then that's when all of a sudden, like it was like a freeze up moment. I felt like, honestly, I feel like they gave bad advice, personally, um, because, like I said, as someone who has played Destiny heavily, one of the biggest reasons I turned away from it was the tired ass gameplay loop and the over monetization of the game. They just went crazy with it, and I imagine they've tried to visit that strategy with them. The structure and the way that they had built it wasn't working out, um, and I honestly believe they cut it for lack of monetization, which is extremely disappointing because honestly, I think the game could have done plenty well taking the Fortnite route, like me and Morgan have discussed in detail at some points when like she doesn't play it like I do. I mean, but she still acknowledges how well the monetization does, and it's strictly cosmetic, and they definitely could have got away with that. You know, some awesome gun camos, custom stuff like that. Introducing different PlayStation characters. The Aloy and all that other stuff. Like I mean, they had the bow in the game. Like, I mean, there's so much like awesome stuff they could have done, potential other crossovers. Like they really could have monetized it quite easily, um, and continued to gain revenue off of it. Is it going to be GTA Online? Absolutely fucking not. But the game still would have done really well, and I think it would have been well worth releasing it, especially like I said with additional modes. Like I said, like a pure team deathmatch and horde modes and even some more creative co-op modes, kind of like Ghost of Tsushima. Uh, giving people things to strive for, push for, as well as like the monetization stuff. Like it just, I don't know, it's disheartening.
So,
I'd really
so,
like to know what happened. Yeah.
so, innate. The thing that I think happened was, Destiny had to start somewhere, right? It wasn't
Hmm.
like the best it was like it is, or like you said, it's tiring right now. But they started somewhere.
Yeah, they
They
started
had a
solid.
peak. They had a peak where everything was popping, and then it kind of declined.
Yeah.
PlayStation wants the popping immediately. That's the problem. They
Yeah.
don't. They have to start low. They have to start slow. And what they don't understand is they have to build up to that. And
Agreed.
and what happened was when Bungie gave them that advice, they was like, all right, we got to do this, we got to do that. Then it was like, all right, who here is an expert in this? And only like 2 people raised their hand. It's like, oh no, we can't do that then. And I
Yeah.
believe that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think they were just looking at it with greedy eyes, which is something that again that I've talked about at length and said like you got to be careful jumping in this multiplayer stuff and that this gas stuff specifically gas and making a mess of it. Um, you know, there's a reason why the most successful games have completely dedicated teams to this because that's what it takes to really support this stuff. Like pretty much damn near all of Epic works on freaking Fortnite. The game is constantly being improved, constant updates, so on and so forth. There's an entire team for Apex, entire team for Rainbow Six Siege. You know,
I
like
think it's a matter
every
of lack
successful team.
of manpower, right?
No, no, not a lack of manpower. Just they just didn't want to. I just don't think they wanted to dedicate the team to it.
Yeah,
Once they seen like versus the monetization capability of whatever they had internally, because the moment that that discussion of monetization came up. That was kind of the last tidbit we got, and then cancellation later. And it was just like there was this internal discussion. Bungie's taking a look at it, monetization, blah blah blah, and then cancellation. So it's like to me, it was all about the bread. Um, Honestly, I think they underestimated themselves and what they could have done with it. I think the game could have had a severely long life. I mean, I know Fox specifically, she played it up to like level 800 and something. I mean, we played it for years.
Wait, Fox is a fan?
That's like her favorite game of all time.
I
It's
thought,
it's
I thought
it's on a poster on her wall
I was,
behind her computer.
I thought she, well, not that they hated, but like she was so on their acid with this one. I thought like she's gonna keep it.
No, she was pissed the fuck off because
Clearly,
yeah, because
like no
she was
wonder she
promised that
was
and she was
going
a
on them
huge
like
fan of
that.
that. Yeah, like she was streaming at the time pretty heavy when that came out. Um, I mean, one of the people we met while she was streaming, like it was pretty cool because it was like something that started. Like, there's so many good things that like happened while we were playing that game, and that was just so phenomenal. And I mean, she used to play Call of Duty and stuff too. Um, but like that was the thing. Like that was like that different thing. Like there was nothing else like that multiplayer, which is very very hard to do. Everybody's trying to do that different multiplayer, but also make it fun. Because if you're not doing that, then you're trying to mimic Call of Duty and beat Call of Duty, which just isn't going to happen because there's, $100 billion behind that and like 17 dev teams, like for a reason. So it's just like you got to do something different. You have to do your own thing, the way Fortnite broke into its own thing and Apex still broke into its own thing. Um, so it's like, yeah, like I mean, like I said, she was a mega fan. I mean, we had so many people who originally didn't even touch multiplayer that when she would stream that, played with us and got on it. Like it just invited so many new people into that aspect. And something about it was like it was competitive without really being frustrating. Like I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like the game was kind of calming and more methodical. You had to really think about it. Uh, you could just pull off some crazy stuff. I mean, we've had times where we set like an explosive. Um, I forgot the little canister bomb, and had like a whole team jump through a window and like down all of them. Like funny shit like that. Like it was just fun, man. Just the back and forth. Like I said, she played it like crazy, and it brought a lot of new people into multiplayer. So I think it was just that's what makes it so disappointing. Is it was like one of the few things that felt new and different, and they could have done a lot more with it. Um, I mean, what it was originally was great, but like I was just anticipating all the stuff that we were gonna get to play, the co-op aspects that were gonna be added to it, and it's just yeah, like I said, I just think we witnessed our first cancellation from PlayStation based on monetization, and that typically doesn't happen. They usually are about quality and the player first, but this time they just for whatever reason thought they couldn't monetize it enough and they cut it. Um,
No,
Thankfully, the whole team wasn't on it, and the other teams were working on other stuff. So hopefully, it's not 5 years before we see what the hell Naughty Dog is actually working on. I guess. Um, but yeah, like I said, monetization killing stuff like that is disappointing, and which is why we said originally we didn't like the idea of the 12 gas games in the first place. They were throwing too much at the wall, wasting too much money, too much time to try and appease this market that's super fickle. Um, like I said, you'd be the flavor of the month. You're real hot. Every streamer wants to stream you, and then you're shutting the servers down in a year, 6 months to a year. It just it's just a mess, man. I don't know. I think, like I said, I think it's just as messy and just as bad as the mobile market. Which again, like I said, you ask people ask people to tell you about a mobile game that they know is popular. Tell them to name five. Honestly, I'd be surprised if anybody could name five. Um, with the exception of the recent shit like uh, whatever their name is, the Honkai Star Rail team or whatever. That would probably be the only way they could name five. Most people would just tell you some shit like Candy Crush, Genshin Impact, uh, and honestly, probably just stop there. They might give you one or two more, but most people would struggle to name
Call of
five.
Duty, Battlefield, but that's about it.
I mean, Battlefield ain't even really that popping, but yeah, I guess COD Mobile is a thing. So yeah, so three. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just as bad as multiplayer. There's a reason why like people only play a certain set of things, right? And then even then, the ones that are popular start to like die out as well. So like, look at Overwatch, right? Overwatch, we talked about the upset earlier that Overwatch had that year when it won, and then Overwatch started immediately dying like 6 months after that, to the point where they started working on the part two, promised some shit, reneged on the promise, and then released the game anyway. And I mean, honestly, have you seen Overwatch 2 on your timeline in the last 6 months?
Nope.
Yeah, like probably none of us have.
And I follow a
I
lot
know,
of normal gamers that,
play
don't
other
play the flavor of the month or something like that.
Yeah, most people I know that were into it don't play it anymore. Like I know precisely one person who's a streamer that I think that's literally all she plays. But like that's how bad that went down, even when they launched part two. Like, and it's like that fan base is so minuscule at this point and so small that like they don't even register on the scale of multiplayer at this point. Like there's enough to keep the server open, but that's about it. Like they're not making money hand over fist. They're not selling, like hotcakes. Like it's nothing like that. But that's what I'm
Mm.
saying. Like a game that was that successful is still kind of like low tier unsuccessful at this point. Like it was at the height though. They filled up stadiums of people to watch people play Overwatch. That doesn't happen anymore. Not even close. Like everybody other stuff. Exactly. The esports.
Esports is dying. That's why fighting games is getting a resurgence and stuff like that. That's like when shooters is going down, everybody's going to fighting games.
Yeah, and I mean, and
watch for Project Help.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong because Evo was lit, and I don't even really watch fighting games like that. But I watched Evo this year. So
I did too. It's just like, to me, the only fighting game that came out like this year that was actually worth a damn was Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat was like, that was a disgrace. That game should never even came out like this year. The amount of pretty much microtransactions that game has is just like it's like you basically want to pay to get like everything you should have got like by playing the game. That's what I thought Invasions came from. I told my little brother, he's like, you want that Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance game? You have to pay like $14. He looked at me like, $14? The fuck is this? Like, nah, I'm not playing that. He still plays.
I was actually surprised that the Golden Joystick Awards actually gave Mortal Kombat the
11.
the fighting, yeah, the Mortal Kombat 1, the fighting game of the year over Street Fighter 6. I was like, what the like.
If somebody flipped a coin, did Mortal Kombat win a bunch of times? They're like, all right, I have to see it won.
I feel like it's probably just an office full of nostalgia people, going back to like OG Mortal Kombat, and they were like, oh man, this just brings me back, bro. Like, because I don't know, people have like a ridiculous attachment. Like Street Fighter is that game that's always been there and always been good, but then like Mortal Kombat had its like ups and downs, but like people fondly remember like 1 to 3, like Mortal Kombat, like heavily.
Yeah, 3 is amazing.
But Street Fighter had its downs with Street Fighter 5, because the game came out bare bones. Yeah, came out bare bones. A lot of characters, like people wanted didn't come, even though they brung characters people want, like Alex, and pretty much the patch notes and everything pretty much that game had was pretty much like down south. That's
Yeah.
what Street Fighter Six really shine at, because it's like
Well,
we're
that's
not
a
gonna
good
do the same
example of
mistake.
over monetization.
Well, I was like, they going to do the same. They're gonna do the same thing as Street Fighter Five. They're always gonna do like this monetization. Like we pretty much like if you gotta earn it by doing fight money, which a lot of people complain about that. I have a friend that he's like he never bought none of the DLCs with real world money. He fight money because he's a Street Fighter dude.
Yeah.
He bought all of their fight money. If they do the same thing with Street Fighter Six, it was gonna be successful. You either buy it with money or real money, or you get fight money to go buy it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Um,
like I said, either way, like, yeah, it sucks that that's what killed it. But yeah, and it's highly disappointing, man. But yeah,
okay. Johnny, since you're talking, what's your thoughts on the cancellation?
I just don't care about it anymore at this point. It was never going to come out. And when they announced when The Last of Us 2 was coming out, somebody they was having no multiplayer. I fished the bitch. I'm like, no multiplayer. You expect us to play this one single player story like over and over? Fuck no. I want to play multiplayer. Because multiplayer, like, I got so many memories of pretty much playing the first Last of Us multiplayer. I've been playing Big Naughty Dog multiplayer since Uncharted 2. So it's like them not having a multiplayer. It's like them taking a piece of themselves away.
Mm-hmm.
You basically
So,
just take what was part of you. They basically take like a vital organ.
would you
Like
rather have them came out with it broken and unfinished?
I'd rather them come out like a lot of games is going to come out like we don't know. It may come out broken. It may come out lackluster. I'll never expect the game to come out broken. If it comes out lackluster, but when the Last of Us multiplayer came out, it was like pretty like it was okay. To pretty much the expansions and the other little updates they did for the game, the new game modes. That's what pretty much bring the longevity of the game. That's all I was expecting. Like, all right, we're gonna be playing this for like the next 6 months. 6 months later, or give us a roadmap. 6 months later, we get a new map, some new weapons, some new guns, stuff like that, new skins. How this live service shit goes about, and that's it. Keep building upon that
But we never got that.
based on the
Okay.
concept. Based on the concept art, they're in San Francisco, so we probably may be going to parts of San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wait. Your thoughts on the multiplayer cancellation? Are you happy, sad, indifferent?
Uh, called it.
Let go! First one to say called it.
I Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for somebody to say it, but I guess
Ah,
I'm the
yeah,
first
I
one.
haven't gotten turn and Viper haven't, so go ahead.
I, I mean, the writing was on the wall, right? I mean, this was taking way too long. And I mean, I know Naughty Dog takes their sweet time with developing their games, but come on, this was supposed to be an add-on for The Last of Us Part Two. And I get that they want to make it bigger, like want to justify it being a standalone experience rather than being bundled with Last of Us Part Two, but they just were overly ambitious, and yeah, I probably Sony's new uh, direction with live service games. They probably just sent Bungie there and said, okay, yeah, let's make this a live service game, right? And that's probably what that's what killed it, right? I mean, it's not just probably that's the entire reason why they're not going to go ahead with this. Um, and as, look, I'm not a multiplayer kind of guy, so I'm not really missing out on anything. But I get it. Like, if you're a fan of the first Last of Us and of the factions multiplayer, you just want to have like a part two multiplayer, right? And that's what they should have done, right? They should have done the same thing as Ghost of Tsushima had done, right? That they just release a free multiplayer later on. That's doesn't have to be a live service game or standing on its own or whatever. That's what they should have done. That's probably what they will do going forward if they're ever going to make a multiplayer add-on to any of their games. But it's at least it's the positive thing about it is that they made the right choice, right? And I think it's not just a matter of that they wanted to keep on making their single player games, but it's entirely it's very risky to I think as Nate has also specified to um, have a successful live service game. Like this was never going to. It might have been successful in its own right, but never going to be the next Fortnite or the next GTA Online, right? And it doesn't have to be, but you're then putting your entire studio's existence at risk of basically dependent on the entire live service offering. Like if that game dies, fails, like you got nothing, or you got to try to make another one rather than focusing on what you're good at and what you're successful with, because your games, while expensive, do also sell very well. So and that the other risk you have is if you might you guys already addressed that the people part, the team, but you also got to figure that a lot of people that are working currently at your company are working there because they love your narrative driven single player focused games. Like if you're suddenly going to decide to be live service studio, a lot of these people are going to walk, right? They're going to go to another studio that lets them make the games that they fell in love with and want to make. Like, it's not for everybody. Like, developers are not interchangeable in that regard. I mean, sure, if you have the skills to work in a game, you can repurpose those for different kind of games. But if that's not what's getting your fix, right? Is that not your uh, what you're passionate about, right? You're not gonna just sit around there and just you know go with the flow and be fine with the fact that you're now, instead of writing great stories or making great gaming experiences that are meaningful, you're now just making basically a cash cow. You're trying to nickel and dime your consumers and keep on making content for a never-ending game, basically. And yeah, that wouldn't have gone well. That's not the DNA of Naughty Dog. They should never have considered that. So the only thing that's left, yeah, is to. I mean, it's good that they made that decision, but yeah, they waste a lot of time and a lot of resources in that. So the only downside to this is that, or only it is a downside is that probably whatever IP they're working on currently, that could have been done sooner if they had focused all their resources on that instead of spending a lot of time and money on trying to get factions two off the ground, right? So, I mean, look, I'm purely speculating there because it entirely depends, of course, on how in what stage that game is. Like, if that game was still in conception stage and we're trying to figure out what I want to gonna do, yeah, you don't need a lot of people to figure out what game are you going to make. You need that once you start working on it, actually starting developing that. But there will definitely be some effect of that game probably we probably could have maybe gotten a trailer of that game what they're working on had they not been working on factions too. And I think that's probably the biggest gripe I have with this is the opportunity cost. So that they could have done more or worked more on that single player game instead of wasting their time with this. But look, every studio yeah makes mistakes, right? I mean, and the thing is, like, there's plenty of games that we even know of, right? We know that there have been plenty of games canceled with other studios that never saw the light of day. There's also a lot of time wasted on something that yeah, maybe could have been good, but it could also have been absolute garbage. I mean, the thing is, like, there are varying reasons for canceling a game. uh, but yeah, I mean, if that's yeah, you live and learn, right? That's kind of the thing. You learn from your failures. So sure, yeah, if you want to go the entire, is it an L route? Sure, it's an L that kept us waiting for it so long, and now it's never going to happen. But on the other hand, the good thing, the good news aspect of it is that they're not going to fully focus on what they do best, and these immersive, narrative-driven single-player experiences, and hopefully they'll never entertain that idea again. And hopefully Sony learns from that at the very least that they should not force their single player studios to try to make live service games
Thank
and
you.
just
Talk
focus
about
on
that. Talk about that.
yeah, yeah, which does make me a bit concerned with Gorilla because the rumors are they're also working on a multiplayer game. So I
What
kind of
what
wonder.
Gorilla have overplayed over Naughty Dog is they did Killzone, and Killzone 2 is beloved for its multiplayer. So
Yeah, but okay, onward. That's not entirely fair because the multiplayer of Naughty Dog is also very beloved. So that doesn't mean that it's not about the skills of making a multiplayer game, but it is about whether or not you're going to make a live service game. That's sort of what I'm concerned about. Like, what if Sony also pushed Guerrilla? Hey, it's nice that you're making a multiplayer game, but we're just going to send in Bungie and we're going to develop it into a live service game. And then you might get the same problem there that they're wasting resources on making something that would essentially force them to become a live service studio. Imagine them deciding, hey, yeah, we're not going to make Horizon 3 because now we have, we're going to make Horizon multiplayer, and that's going to be our live service game, and that's going to be all we're
I
going to
thought
support now. I mean,
PlayStation's already partnered up with a Chinese studio to make a Horizon game, right?
yeah, I know, but uh, there are rumors that they're working on, and maybe that's Killzone. We don't know, but so that's the thing I think Sony needs to. I mean, if they want to go their live service games, they want to partake in that sweet pot of gold or whatever they think it is. Let them, but don't waste the time of your studios that are delivering these incredible single player experiences. That's what they're good at. That's what puts you on the map. That's what makes PlayStation special. What makes those studios special. That's just the reason why people are keeping being invested in it. Like, you need to offer it all. You can't just say we're only gonna focus on live service games, because that if you hit it big, you can make all the money. Like, but that's not what people want. Like, despite the fact that people are always saying like these games sell the most or have the most revenue streams or whatever, but in the end people are coming back for those experiences that you can't get anywhere else, right? I mean, a live service game you can get everywhere else because they're all essentially the same. They all use the same mechanics. They all use the same tricks to keep you invested, and they're just giving it a different coat of paint, uh, proverbially. But in the end, that right in that regard. But it is what it is. Like, it's unfortunate, I guess, for all the time and effort that went into that, and yeah, and but in the end, I'd say I hope it's a positive for Naughty Dog, of course, directly, but also that there's sort of a warning to PlayStation, like, yeah, don't try to force studios to do things um, they're not good at. That's not their forte. Let them do what they do best, and get other studios that you bought, like Bungie, or subcontracted or whatever, to get these games if you really want to have your own first party or second party live service games. But yeah, don't bother those developers at delivering those experiences that a lot of us really love PlayStation for.
And lastly but not least, Mr. Viper. A second I told you
Hello.
so.
Well, here's the thing. Um, when hearing the new, first of all, I will preface this by saying I was never interested in the multiplayer. Don't care about it. So, we're gonna get out of the way. But I usually overreact when hearing stuff, and it takes me a couple of days to gather my thoughts and go, okay, here's the truth behind it. So yes, I was with you with the "I told you so" for using the resources on this when they probably shouldn't have. Um, but now that I had time to think about it, um, the excuse that they put out of using their whole team for the games as a service, I believe is BS because they have split up teams to do different things. Like they do multiple games with different teams. Um, so I don't like the BS response. However, I did think about the team makeup. It's critical and it's very important. Um, and I'm betting with the team makeup and with what Weed said, some people join Naughty Dog for the single player story driven experiences. I know if I was a part of Naughty Dog, I'd be excited like, yeah, we're doing this game. I can't talk about it, blah blah blah. And then they said, hey, guy, we need you over here to work on skins. I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm not gonna want to do anything. So, he's right. They probably pulled some people to do the gas, and they got some pushback. And Naughty Dog was like, "Well, you're gonna do it," and then these people really their heart wasn't into it because that's not what they were there for. Um, so yeah, with that, and that's all really I got to say is the team makeup is critical. And like I said, I was with you yesterday with the "I told you so" and the finger pointing, but once I actually sat down and thought about it, I was like, well, some things have probably happened that they didn't expect, uh, and team makeup is very, very critical, and they could not just come up with the one team that could make the shit run forever. That's all.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm gonna call you out on this one. To me, it feels like PlayStation is getting the benefit of the doubt. If this was
How
Xbox,
so?
would we not be dogging on it? Is it because of the portfolio that you're thinking like that now? You with
Are
me?
you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to
Sorry. Say
you.
that again. Sorry.
So I said,
Wait.
I'm gonna call you out. I feel that's a little bit of both. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It was robotic for a second, but you're good
Oh,
now.
do I sound good now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So I said, first, I'm gonna call you out. I said, I feel that kind of a little bit of bullshit. I feel that this is PlayStation, not per se bias, but almost like PlayStation is getting the benefit of the doubt. If this was Xbox, we would be dogging on it. Is it?
No. PlayStation definitely fucked up. This is a fuck up moment. I'm not the type of person to dwell on it and dance on it and beat it like a dead horse. I get my point across and I'm done.
I feel you, but to me, this should be bigger than what it perceived, and for
Mm,
one simple reason. Um, PlayStation wanted to go live servicing, and if this is their first project and they couldn't even get this one right, and from a popular IP as Naughty as Last of Us, it doesn't bode well to all the other IPs. Not only that,
Good.
it makes you
Let them
question.
let all the live service games fail. Then good.
It
yeah,
I
makes
don't
here's
care.
the thing. Here's the thing.
Facts.
It's a fuck around and find out moment. They fucking around and they finding out.
it make you
So
then
hopefully,
question. It makes you then question: are they gonna be able to recover from this, or is
yeah.
their or is their
I mean,
reputation so much tainted that
no, the
Wait, where did
reputation.
this come from?
PlayStation's reputation is not tainted, Omar. Stop it.
Yeah, you made it seem like they're about to go out of business. I'm like, what the hell is
I'm
this
not
about?
saying that, but to me,
But
to me it feels like they're getting off scot free with this one.
What would you like us to do?
Or what do you
Um,
want to
Write
happen? Yeah.
you want us to write a very angry worded letter to Sony?
yeah, I know. Real talk. Real
The
talk.
FTC.
I uh no, for real though. I am curious to see how they're gonna bounce back from this one, especially with the current remake
Are
they've
you saying
been
Naughty
doing.
Dog or
Naughty Dog.
PlayStation?
Yeah, no, Naughty Dog.
They gonna release
Oh,
a
Naughty
banger. That's
Dog.
what they gonna do. What you
I
mean?
mean,
That
hey,
next IP gonna listen. That next IP, single player IP, they gonna release. They gonna show a trailer. Everybody gonna lose their fucking mind, and they gonna forget about it once again. Like it all gonna be forgiven. Like that's what's gonna happen.
but my main focus is also comes with, um, is this just one studio or are multiple studios screwed like that? And that doesn't
Screwed.
bode
Like
well to other studios now. Cause,
what do you? What do you in
well,
terms of what?
we heard about PlayStation developers being frustrated with PlayStation because of them going the game of the live service route. So it makes you question: is this the only studio that is facing difficulties, or is, for example, Sucker Punch is doing well, or who knows which other studio is making live service and them are also facing a difficulty. That's why. And if a big public studio like Naughty Dog stops, do you do is this a domino effect? Are we gonna see other studios stopping? Well, they didn't announce anything, so it's gonna be in between each other in the sense of we never gonna hear about it, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be either gonna be released via, Jason Schreier with Real Talk. I haven't seen his articles in a long time, or someone like goes off the record and say what stuff. Other than that, I think we might actually see a domino effect with this one, especially after that rumors that PlayStation is gonna rethink their strategy about live service games.
Well,
And
the
I mean, that
only
sounds
ones
like a good thing to me.
yeah, the only ones we've actually heard about is Concord and Fair Game. Um, all the other ones that they say are in development, we haven't seen or heard a peep from them, so they could disappear and we don't even know it.
precisely. And I have the feeling they might
How would that be a domino effect? Because we would never know though.
a domino effect because that literally costing PlayStation money and time with games. Like this life of the service stuff, it's costing us the gamers new games. Cause
But
they're
again, we don't know if they're. I mean, you're assuming they're working on live service. We don't know that though.
we know how many PlayStation is working on. They said what 10
We
to
don't know which
11.
studios are working on it though, Omar. That's the thing.
We know that they're working on 10 11 games. They didn't share.
No, they already said they cut back and they're only like doing 6 or something like that.
6, yeah, they did say they cut back to 6.
Oh, okay.
And
So
we know,
cut
we know
back to.
Concord and Fair Game.
Oh, okay.
No, I had no I
Immediately.
had no idea that they cut back on it.
Yeah.
So
We don't know. Like I said, we don't know
if
if studios
6
are doing
if 6
what.
and you remove this, then it's already 5, and then you have fair
And then we
game.
are
Yeah.
in Concord, which is 2 left actually that we don't know about. So
Okay. I'm trying to see what's gonna happen if we're gonna hear something from it or not. But yeah, all by all, this was an epic failure, I might say, and I really hope the PlayStation learned their lesson with this one. Like, your bread and butter is single player game. That's what you're known for. Why risk it all? Fine, invest.
I mean, I get why they need that stream of revenue. The single player games are getting bigger, costing more and more. Developers' salaries are going up, and you only get one-time payments from the single player games. You know, you get that 70, and then a lot of people wait for sales So it's just, there's not much of a return. Like the money, their profits they're making from these games are getting smaller and smaller because, like I said, prices of everything is going up. So they want that continuous stream of revenue as like a safety blanket so that they can keep making the single player games. So I mean, I get why they're doing it. I'm not a fan of course of live service games, but I mean, I understand why they're looking for that, and I mean that's the same reason Microsoft went and got Activision, so they can get that mobile and that continuous stream of money from Call of Duty and Blizzard and all those studios.
Switching topic. Now that we're done with this one, anything else to say about this one? And the reason why I'm switching topic was supposed to have two topics, but this one followed what happened with this year. If it wasn't obvious before, this year proved that PlayStation needs a publisher because of the lack of output. Like, yes, they're partnering up with other developers, but themselves, they lack when it comes to publishing themselves, and they absolutely need a publisher. I would say two, but one is more than enough. Is that fair to say?
I would say that they may need a publisher to keep somebody else from buying them, but other than that, no.
No?
I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
what I like for them to have more output of their first party at a faster rate, like with like the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2, sure. However, my only thing is they need to keep other people from buying, because pretty soon the well is going to be dry. Everybody is going to be bought, and they're not going to have anybody to go to for third party. So that's my only reason for them wanting to get another publisher. But until I see them going downhill from that, their strategy seems to be going fine. They're making record profit. So
To me, it's the game output that I'm focusing on. And yes, I know PlayStation is selling lots of cake and all that jazz, but gaming-wise, we only got one game, which is Spider-Man this year.
Well, we technically got two exclusives if you count Final Fantasy 16.
I mean, okay,
You
that
got two exclusive. You got two exclusive.
that
and one
disaster
DLC.
exists.
Oh, two DLCs with Horizon and God of War.
Yeah, but I don't
And
count
Final,
DLC.
well, three DLCs. You got
Oh,
to
yeah,
include
3.
all
And
Final
then Final
Fantasy
Fantasy. Yeah.
16.
And to me, it's, at the end of the day, it's so this is when I was watching how less output PlayStation had this year. Just one game. That's when I'm like, okay, PlayStation, you guys are on some fuck shit right now. We need more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. They definitely need to clearly level up their output because, like, right now, yeah, it doesn't seem critical. And
Next year is insane, right?
it
For Xbox.
yeah, I mean, if Xbox launches on all cylinders,
Next year.
as well as securing the titles that they have, slowly dwindling PlayStation's other de facto third-party exclusives,
Yes.
they will become a problem eventually.
Yes.
And PlayStation, not that competition isn't cool. Competition is fine as long as you're beating the competition's ass. And
Yep.
yeah,
I
and
like that line.
PlayStation,
I like that
yeah,
line.
yeah, PlayStation. Yeah, I mean, nothing like competition when I'm winning. Absolutely. I used to shout out we used to call them baby buffaloes when all the kids used to get Call of Duty for Christmas, and we were just waiting on them, getting 40 kills a game. I always appreciate the other competitors, because
Making it
somebody
look
gotta
good,
be
right?
yeah, somebody got to come second and third and fourth and fifth, and you know So yeah, I need that competition.
Yeah, but when the competition been getting their ass fucking stomped since like I don't know about to be 2 generations, like
Agreed.
they have to
So,
fight back. At what point?
But
Like Xbox lost the Xbox One generation, so this
so,
I
generation
mean,
they
they
have.
they, they lost both them shits for the record. They have never won one.
yeah. So, it's
But the
fair to
360, the
say,
360 was their biggest like that's what Xbox peaked. The 360.
Mm.
After the 360, that's when they started to fuck up.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah, I mean the
still
so,
360
lost.
was a good. Yeah, I was gonna say the 360 was a good gen, but they still lost.
but they still
Yeah,
lost,
they
yeah.
lost in the long run. They did have like long run. Yeah, they lost,
Yeah,
but
that's
they
what I'm
still
saying.
like
When the gen actually ended, they lost. Like that's what I was saying. They never actually won. Like even though that was their unarguable their best generation. But that's what I'm saying. Like
Uh,
PlayStation doesn't
Xbox
want
best
to let
generation.
them
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
take the Xbox. PlayStation doesn't want them to take off in like an uncatchable state.
Yeah,
Like that's the danger potentially. Like yeah, PlayStation Studios, the first party ones we haven't heard from, are not working on nothing but PlayStation's lack of communication doesn't help anything. And clearly, if games are taking longer to produce, especially the type that they make, you need to shore up some of these holes you got with a couple other studios,
like,
2 or 3 at least. But like you said, yeah, a major publisher would be the move. But I specifically, the trouble with that is, like I said, there's not much left on the table that wouldn't just like severely disrupt the market. As much as Square seems like a good fit. Like we've all stated before, we don't really want that because the problem with that is, Square actually has a phenomenal output rate, and also they receive a lot of funding for games that otherwise wouldn't come out from Nintendo. And I definitely don't want to see that not happen because some of the best games that Square has put out are largely because of their initial funding from Nintendo, which was started with one of my favorite games, which is Octopath. Um, so like that and Live a Live and a bunch of other titles. So that kind of makes it pretty tough. Um, Honestly, the one of the better things for PlayStation to have gotten, which of course they missed it, they got blindsided, um, would have been honestly one of their biggest benefits could have been getting Obsidian. Obsidian would have been, I felt like, would have been a great fit for PlayStation, and it would have allowed them to. I think Obsidian is fully capable of combating uh, Bethesda, the majority of Bethesda's titles.
um,
But they missed that boat.
real
So
talk, they're gonna miss out on this one, cause brace yourself. I have the feeling Microsoft is in bed with Tata.
yeah, I mean, like I said, that would be catastrophic for PlayStation.
I,
Um,
I have the feeling it would not surprise me if Persona 6 is either multiplat or full run exclusive to Xbox.
I mean, it's probably going to be multi-plat. It's not going to be
Persona 6 is
exclusive.
not
Well,
going to be.
They would have to
I,
own the
I,
company for that to happen.
yeah. When
That's
that
why I
game
said
came
I have
out,
the feeling that Xbox gonna buy Sega. I truly
that,
believe
when
so.
that,
Yeah?
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Fuck you,
For right
fuck
now,
you for saying that.
we're getting. This is. I'm paying this no mind because for right now, because I'm an Atlas horror, and that would be devastating to me if that shit was an Xbox exclusive. So I would be pissed from the gate. But with that being said, if Sega's dumb enough to do that, then they gonna do that. Just go in a different direction.
Yeah, I don't see Sega
Also,
doing that.
and until I see a definite that's happening, it's not happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
their
What
main
did he
fan
say,
base
Morgan?
is. I just don't see Sega doing that. Their main fan base is Japan, and Japan don't give a fuck about Xbox. So
They
it's just like
Money
you are
talk.
just like
Money talk.
yeah, money talks, but then you're losing a lot of money when you make your shit exclusive to fucking
But
Xbox.
you're
Like it
literally
makes no
then
fucking
with
sense.
Microsoft. You got unlimited money then.
But
Well,
No,
Microsoft,
that's
okay,
not. That's not how that
yeah,
works.
that's not how that works.
No, like they have to think long term. Like that's not beneficial for Japan or Sega long term. Like that's why they already came out and said like we're good with the relationship we have with Xbox right now. Like
We we know from leaked documents that Microsoft
yeah, they tried already and Sega
no
told them no.
Microsoft thought about buying Square Enix. So
Yeah, and that was gonna be a definite no. So
there is already thinking.
Nina wants to buy Nintendo, so
I mean, yeah.
they got a lot of stupid dreams. Xbox. That's what we learned from the leaked documents. They got a lot of dumbass dreams. Yes.
It's right now. Sega is the side chick, and Microsoft is the center.
Yeah, I mean,
So
there's a reason that yes, they've garnered a relationship with Sega recently, and now they have like the Personas coming to Game Pass and all that stuff. But you got to remember, those are like older games that have gotten like remade and remastered. But Metaphor, the new game that's about to come next year, is not coming to Game Pass for a reason.
wait, Metaphor is nothing Game Pass?
No, it's coming to Xbox. It's coming to PlayStation, but there was
it's
no.
gonna come.
I thought it's
It's
in
gonna
Game
come to Game
Pass.
Pass.
You
Wait,
think so?
no. I thought it's in Game Pass.
Yeah,
No.
that's going to Game Pass. It is.
Yeah.
Y'all think
It's
it's
going
y'all
to
think
As
it's
much
coming
as I
to Game
hate to
Pass?
admit it.
Let me look up.
because if you think about it, Persona 3 Reload is going to Game Pass. It's
Yes,
going
all
to
of
be
them.
Day
All
One.
of them are going to Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a
But
remake. That's going to go to
yes,
Game
but,
Pass.
but at the
Metaphor's
same
going to Game Pass.
event that they announced Persona 3 Reloaded and all those things that are coming to Game Pass, they announced Metaphor too, and there was no announcement for Game Pass.
As of yet.
Listen, they thought they were going to get Baldur's Gate 3 on Game Pass too, and that was a whole no.
Yeah, but it's like Baldur's Gate is Baldur's Gate. They already installed fan base. Like Metaphor is gonna come to Game Pass because a lot of people like it's like people already know about the Hyper Persona, but this is like a new IP from
Yeah, and I think because that they put their all their older games, they expect that fan base that I guess they think they're building up in Xbox to purchase
So,
Metaphor.
yeah. Metaphor is not in Game Pass so far, but I will not be surprised if it
Okay.
goes to Game Pass. That's number one. Number
my
two,
thing.
my.
But my thing is, I
Yeah.
would like to say something is Microsoft doesn't have like a really great track record when it comes to JRPGs, and their fan base
Yeah,
like
they don't.
when you
You
think of
don't.
when you think of Xbox, but when you think of Xbox, you do not think of Final Fantasy, you do not think of Persona, you do not think of these JRPGs. Yes, they did pretty much, publish some JRPGs. When you think of Xbox, you think of Call of Duty, you think of
The,
Halo, you think of all these other, you think of like Dubro shooters. You
you
do
don't.
not think about people playing Japanese games.
You're.
They don't sell that well.
You're mistaken. You are focusing on OG, which is sales, but Microsoft don't care about sales right now. They care about owning IPs. How you own IPs? By buying publishers.
Yeah,
They,
you're buying up these publishers and they ain't doing shit.
but they
It's like,
don't.
okay, you got
No,
big
no, no.
pockets,
They,
but you
it
ain't doing
is
nothing
do,
with them.
it is doing shit. It's taken off the market. It's no longer on PC, on PlayStation or Nintendo. Like what's some call it? Who is Major? Not Major Nelson. Uh, Matt Booty email literally said we can spend Sony out of. We have the opportunity to spend Sony out of the business. That says
yeah, but Matt, we also said that the initiative was going to be quadruple studios.
that's the strategy. How you do that? You buy publishers. Do you think
Yeah,
Microsoft
you're
needs?
buying publishers. The point is you're buying publishers,
You
and the
also have to
publishers
remember
you're doing with, they're not
Do you
doing
think
anything
they
great. Like,
need?
all right,
Do you think they need Bethesda?
who
I
Xbox.
don't,
No.
I don't even know
Wait,
why they bought Bethesda anyway. So
Again,
I don't know why they bought.
for those
because
games because they didn't have no damn
because
studios.
because
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
stupid.
because
because
Bethesda was
Microsoft
for
has to.
sale. And because
What?
they want to take games out of PlayStation by buying Bethesda, what did they do? They killed 90% of action of a Western adventure on PlayStation. They have Bethesda, they have Obsidian. PlayStation only option right now is CD Projekt Red. That's about it. And if they find a way to pick up a Sega or a Capcom or a Square Enix, like all is this going to do is hurt PlayStation, and that's the only thing they care about. They don't care
So,
about if their game's not gonna sell well.
do you really think Capcom is really gonna sell themselves to pretty much with Xbox, where hardly nobody like? Did you
They,
see what pretty much what happened to much
they,
this year when
we
it comes to Capcom? When it comes to Street Fighter, you
again,
can't play through no third
they
party. You can't play third party
they
accessories on the
they
Xbox. So
they
them buying
bought,
Capcom
listen,
was
they bought
useless.
Activision. PlayStation fan base literally make what? How many percent? I
I mean, they
forgot.
bought Activision on the terms that it had to stay multi-plat though.
I mean, yeah, but still, um, they're gonna find a way to monetize it. You know they do.
Yeah.
But my point is, they taken something that PlayStation had, and now because you know that 10-year deal is gone. After it, PlayStation's not gonna have the marketing right for Call of Duty.
So Omar,
Yeah,
here's the thing. Yes, Microsoft is trying to buy up the industry. We've seen that. They said it in their emails. What has to come to a realization, and I think it's starting to happen right now with Larian Studios saying, our shit is not going to Game Pass, is these studios that Microsoft is trying to buy needs to open their eyes and say no. And some of them are starting to say, no, we don't want you, over, because they're seeing that Microsoft ain't doing nothing but just buying them and not, making sure the games are good, making sure the games are coming out, making sure they're in a good state. Um, so the places like Capcom and Square Enix are looking at them and how they're ruining other, you know, companies, and they're going, oh hell no, we're not going to them right now. That's what needs to happen. The studios need to open their eyes and go, oh shit, no, we know that's a lot of money, but no, we're not going, we're not for sale.
well, I agree with you. You also need to see it from this side. Um, Metaphor was revealed at Xbox Showcase.
Uh huh.
We already know they have multiple marketing deals with them. That's not
Like
Yeah,
really
Metaphor was
back
announced. Metaphor was
back
in.
in the heyday, you would never see something like that. That would have
I
been
mean, we
on
know that already.
PlayStation. So that's why
While
I'm
that
saying,
while that while that's weird, they haven't been sold. The other thing you're not considering is that you don't. Again, you're talking about this like it's purchasing a chocolate bar at the store. As long as you have the money, you get to purchase it. Again, that's not how it works. You saw the mess that was the Activision deal, right? That just happened. That's still happening for the foreseeable future of the next year to a year and a half of integrating them. That you can't just purchase another company all of a sudden, specifically a publisher, because at that
Hmm.
point they already were about to deny them. They're not about to just let them purchase another publisher outright and just get zero scrutiny. So most likely the answer is just going to be flat out no. It's not even going to be a fucking debate. So that's the other thing you have to remember. You don't just get to buy them. So at most, yes, you may see them purchase some things, but at most it's most likely going to be maybe another studio or two here and there.
Yeah, I
And
expect them to
yeah,
save Crystal Dynamics, quote unquote, from that publisher that
Embracer
keeps
Group.
letting everybody. Yeah, thank you. That keeps letting everybody damn go. That's what I expect for their next acquisition,
yeah, if you're
which
performing
it
a
would make
rescue
sense.
operation, they gotta allow it, right?
Yeah.
Like ZeniMax was a rescue operation. PlayStation just didn't pony up the money. It would have been great for
Hmm.
them, but it was a rescue operation. They wanted to sell. They were bleeding money, and that's what it was. Um, so they got that scot free, super easy. And so did they get all the other ones super easy. But like I said, they were still paying attention to all those prior acquisitions they had, which is why the Activision Blizzard one was so difficult. That's what I'm saying. Something like Capcom is like an absolute hell no.
Oh,
Like that's just too big. It's way too big. Bandai Namco also too fucking big and also too diverse. Like they make toys, they make a bunch of other shit that you just no, it's not happening.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like they might be super buddy buddy with Sega. Like don't get me wrong, and it's super weird. That's also the other thing. Like don't get me wrong, it's super weird. Um, but again, I just don't see them being able to get them because if anything, Sega's doing nothing but getting bigger and improving
Mm-hmm.
and selling better than ever. So I just don't see that being allowed to happen. I mean, that would be the last thing on there. Square's not selling to them. So really, Sega's the only one in the middle that's weird. But I think that's why you're just seeing this like fostered relationship the way you're seeing it right now, where it's just like, hey, we'll give you the marketing deal, so on and so forth. Because the reality is, we know, regardless of that marketing deal, that PlayStation is going to sell the most for Metaphor,
Mm-hmm.
going to sell the most for Persona.
Oh no.
Yeah, we already know that. So it's like,
Even Tactica.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. So it's like they got the marketing deal for all that shit, and we still blowing them out the water. And we're gonna blow them out the water on completion on top of that. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just
Yeah.
it. Like I said, I get it. It's weird, and like I said, I mean, I had that whole thing in the conversation that we had the other day where I said the Xbox sound before certain trailers feels weird. Like it literally like nails on a chalkboard. Like I was like, oh my god, why did they play that? I literally skipped the sound the other day just to get to the trailer before I watched it because I was like, it just I don't know something. Don't ask me. I don't know. Sounds can be weird for me. I don't know, but but yeah, that's the only one. But yeah, I mean, you got to stop letting the non gamers. I'm gonna start calling them that, or the the two work week gamers a year, motherfuckers with what I'm saying 300 hours in gaming all year, out here trying to dictate who gets bought
I'm
and
not listening to any of them.
yeah,
I'm just looking to
You also
how.
have to factor in the fact that Xbox localization is ass. Like they fucking suck at getting the different languages that everybody like. That's one of the major things I see from people who aren't like from like the United States or like any like English speaking country. Like they like Xbox does a terrible job at getting different languages on their games that they have. That's why I think that's another major factor of why they have problems reaching markets outside of basically like the Western Hemisphere. Like
it is.
it's just the localization is terrible, and it's been for years, and they refuse to improve it, and this is why they can't branch out any damn where. So it's just like the thought of them trying to get like a Japanese studio under the fold with how bad their localization is just kind of like it's just kind of funny. It's just they're just not really good at like catering to the market that's like not American. It's it's something they really need to improve on, and I honestly don't see them doing it anytime soon.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Like, they might be getting the marketing deals for this stuff, but make no mistake, the fans of these franchises know they can still play them on PlayStation, and they will. And that, I mean, that's just what it is. They're trying to make themselves synonymous with it,
Hmm.
but it just doesn't work.
Right? They can like market with Xbox all they want with these Persona and Metaphor, but I guarantee you, what the majority of, especially the Japanese market, is going to play that game, and it ain't about to be Xbox.
The same
Exactly.
thing with like the Yakuza franchise. It was PlayStation
Oh
when it
yeah.
started. It's not
Mhm.
just because it's like you got the Xbox logo doesn't mean like PlayStation about to pretty much lose sales. No, they're gonna gain more sales because when you think of Yakuza, you are always gonna think of PlayStation.
Absolutely.
It's
You carry that
Okay,
Persona, you're
franchise
gonna
on
think
a
of
bag.
PlayStation.
we will see. Okay, what
Because if you
is
think
this?
about it, the PS4 is the reason why Yakuza got a big return, a resurgence.
Yep.
Yeah,
Xbox ain't did nothing about that.
I know. With that being said, anyone have anything else they want to talk about? Then let's
Yeah, I
have.
just wanted to
Yeah,
shout out
good.
Squad, for not being some scrubs, like all these scrubs that I found on Twitter, for the
Wrap
end
it
of the
up.
year wrap up. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Oh yeah, the
I,
wrap up. I forgot
yeah,
about that.
I see I see a lot of y'all out there. Like I said, I'm gonna just start calling them 2 work week gamers. You know what I'm saying? They putting in 2 work weeks a year worth of gaming, and about 3,000 hours worth of podcasting and spaces. But they got no time, so understandable. Because they just gotta talk gaming all the time instead of doing it. But shout out to the crew because we played the shit out of some games this year, and we still couldn't finish everything we wanted to. So gaming was great. Next year looks amazing. Uh, yeah, let's get back to it.
How many hours you put in this year?
I'm not gonna hold you because Morgan's about to give me shit for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, let's say I put in the same amount as Morgan, plus maybe like 300 hours because I
You
work
probably
from
put around
home.
like 1,500 to 1,700 hours because,
Yeah, I work from home, so yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, the rest of that, my shit says like 2,600, and I tend to fall asleep while I game. So
PlayStation on. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
man,
so
busted
she
out
was giving
snoring.
yeah, so she was giving me shit for that. So at least a couple hundred of that is me sleeping. But at the same time, that doesn't constitute all my gaming because I also gamed on Switch, and
PC. Yeah.
I put like yeah 200 hours on the specific Game Pass stuff, and then like you said, there's PC. Like I was into some stuff that literally is like Steam don't got no wrap up, so like yeah, my gaming is all over the place, so it's hard to track. But yeah, at least on the wrap up for PlayStation, yeah, like she said, it's probably about 17, 1800.
Yeah,
Yep.
shout out. Yeah, go ahead.
All I did was I checked mine's like updated 1,009 hours on
Yeah,
PlayStation. I did my Switch wrap up. I did like 238 hours. That was because of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and playing other games. Because I've
yeah,
been on like a Zelda kick this year, so I beat 3 Zelda games: Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening, and Age of Calamity.
yeah. You
So
going in
yeah,
on the Switch?
that's actually how I met Johnny. We had wrap up. I seen his wrap up. He played One
He
Piece.
played One Piece. Yes,
Yep,
we know.
and that's all it took. He didn't.
I played. I beat as of now I beat 15 games. So like on my
Nah,
wrap up, like number
we
one
was
will be
just we was
Persona.
just giving him shit because when we clicked on your profile, I saw that you played One Piece, and then you have Luffy figure in the front of all your other figures, and I was like,
Hmm.
yeah,
I was like, oh,
Omar,
that's what
Wait, he
Omar
has
saw.
that?
Boy,
I
he got
didn't
hearts
see
in his
any of
eyes.
that.
yeah,
All
Oh,
I,
I bet
he
you
did it,
did
man.
it. I
I
bet you
swear
did
I
it.
didn't. All I
I know
saw,
you did it. I swear.
I swear I
Oh,
didn't pay attention to his
I
action
know
figure,
you did,
anime
Omar. It's
figure.
okay.
I swear
Omar
I
was like, my
didn't.
One Piece brother, I see you.
I literally, I had no idea. All I saw is he played One Piece. I'm like, okay, let's see what the fuss is about. I thought he plays a lot of JRPG. I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
Let's
I've been
talk.
playing like
Yeah.
6 JRPGs. Like this year,
But,
like I've just been JRPG crazy. Just playing.
hmm but yeah, shout out to.
Omar, what was the damage for you? How many hours did you play?
Oh, I posted. I think. Give me a second to look it up. I had I played around 71 games, 77, 76 games or something like that. Um,
That's not what I'm asking.
yeah, I know what you're asking, but I am looking up how many hours I played. Um,
Oh, also, I was giving him shit just now when I was talking shit about people who I call the 2 week gamers, but apparently it's his birthday, so I'm gonna stop giving him shit for a second. But shout out to Everborn, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, everyone. But shout out to everyone that did post his
At least he
time.
posted it, you know what I'm saying? I give him that. And
So
I don't give credit for the record to Tim Dog because he got bullied into posting his
yeah,
because he was talking about he was gonna take a Twitter break
yeah.
before he posted it, and then now he's posted like more in the than I have in the last month in the last 3 days. So yeah, I guess that Twitter break never happened.
hmm And
Hmm.
I played 2,566 hours.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mine? Yep.
Like, okay,
Yeah, it's
so
like as much as you game like 24/7, yeah, it better be up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
let's get
Jesus
to the
Christ, Omar.
outro. Let's get to the outro.
Yeah,
Um,
but he did admit he cheated, right? Because he left his PlayStation on
Oh, I believe it.
yesterday.
Oh yeah,
um,
for the Final Fantasy
Oh, for
for
15
the
some
thing.
game?
stuff, yeah, I did leave it,
Yeah.
but most time it's just gameplay, cause I beat 70 plus games, so I gotta beat a game to,
Well, did you beat him? Or did you play them?
No. It counted, wait. Good question. Does
I
count
think
out
I think it
beat?
just measures how many you played.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
I
yeah, it's just
played.
It,
Yeah,
it
points.
just
shows you how
73
many
otherwise it
played.
would
games.
have
Okay.
finished 61 games this year.
Then I'm not sure how many games I beat, but I did play
It shows you.
73
It shows
games.
you how much like. It shows you how much games you played throughout the year. That's a calendar from
Mhm.
January to now.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm curious if they count also demos as games. But yeah, let's
I
get to
would
the
guess they do.
outros and
We know how much you like your demos.
let's start with our guest, Johnny. Where people can find you and shout out to come through.
Thank you for having me. My Twitter is Johnny Kakashi on Twitter because I'm not calling X.
Ah,
That's my
As you
social.
shouldn't.
That's
nobody
my
call it
socials
that.
will be there. So anybody pretty much will reach out, follow me and stuff like that. I do post like game pickups, comic book pickups, stuff like that. I'm just an average gamer. I don't really like brag about like I'm the ultimate gamer. I'm just it's kind of like your friendly neighborhood Spider Man, your friendly neighborhood gamer.
As you should, as you should. And then to the basic, we start with the basic. Weeb, where people can find you.
Basic again.
Basic.
Damn, that's
Oh
fucked up.
man.
Nah,
Oh
trust me,
man.
I'm
Damn, what a basic
basic.
bitch.
I'm basic as well, because he is the guest, so he gets the special treatment. But yeah, go ahead, Weeb, where we can find you.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to do that now since I'm a basic
I
one.
literally just called myself basic. So,
Yeah, that's not helping, Omar. That's not helping.
go ahead, where we can find you.
You can find me on Twitter as the Weep Sheriff at Infinite Rhizome. And yeah, great show. Also welcome to our guest. And of course, if you've ever listened to the show, you know what comes next. Other Nation.
Otter Nation.
So yeah, about that, we're thinking about changing the name of the podcast from Game Player to Other Gaming Podcast, right? Weep?
Um, it's fine with me.
That was the name,
I think
right?
he was trying to confirm that was the name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's vote on it. Morgan, are you in favor or against?
You already know I'm in favor, first of all. So
Okay. Inez?
Uh, yeah. I mean, you literally can't find the podcast right now, so I mean, yeah. I don't think there's another Otter Gaming podcast. So
No,
yeah.
there isn't.
It.
We
Yeah.
actually, he actually wanted to say, wait, no. Wait, no, there is. Wait,
There is another Otter game.
yeah.
It's called Otter
oh
Gaming.
my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, there
You,
was,
you
there
can't be.
was.
You can't
Omar.
be for real.
There was, but there was
Damn.
others.
Look it up.
Yeah,
You
that's
should
some.
have changed it 2 years ago, Omar.
Damn it.
But
should
we
sue.
looked up for other we looked up
We original otters.
we looked up. Hey, should have
Yeah, but
uh
you looked up Auto Slayer. That didn't
no
exist yet.
no
So
no I looked up other player podcast.
We're killing otters now.
Oh no.
I'm sad.
uh, hey, they
Tito's gonna
bullying
have a
me.
field day with this one.
They are bullying me. What can I do? But yeah, no. So
Yeah, you deserve it, Omar.
other
The
gaming,
lawsuit is incoming.
other gaming can't work because there's another. Otherwise, we would run the same exact issue that we ran through the other one.
We'll just take that one down. Don't worry about it.
So just other player podcast. What about that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay, Morgan.
Say yes, Morgan.
Wait, what is happening? Say it again. Are we
Let's
voting?
change to other player instead of gamer.
Oh yeah. I'm down
Okay,
with any otter.
Nate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Viper.
Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. What for you
Yeah.
from you guys as well? Because I know she loves that one. As
So,
for me,
yeah.
I also know Kay is in favor of it.
Of course.
Derek is gonna
course
be
he is.
indifferent about it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna need to ask my niece to make an other player layout, and then it will be official. I'm gonna ask you,
Yeah,
Nate,
man.
if I need to change something with the web channel or
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, Viper, where people can find you? Shut up for coming through.
Yep, it's Viper Reap on Twitter, because no X. And at Reap Viper on YouTube, and I'm slithering back into my corner.
Okay. Um. And Nate, where people can find you?
Yeah, on Twitter at the real Nate, and actually gaming, unlike some people.
Yeah, we exist. I know. Well, I would say it's a foreign concept, but nah. Lots of people put their wrap ups, and they've been gaming.
They had to, because this on Twitter space, in this Twitter streets.
Oh, don't talk
know.
about Twitter spaces. There is one where he is in 3 or 4 different spaces and don't have crime games. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that.
Oh.
Daily.
We just want to get slander. A lot of people say if you ain't post your game, if you ain't post your wrap up, you can't really get your gaming opinions invalid.
Yep, absolutely. If you didn't put your wrap up, you're not even welcome on this podcast. So simple.
Thank
Uh,
God I just posted it then.
I forgot if I gave you an outro, but Morgan, where
Oh
people,
wow.
where
Damn,
people
I'm
can
just
find you?
forgettable. That's
Hey,
how Omar treats me. All right. Yes, people can find me on Twitter at Chill Bandit. Yeah, good show today, and yes, welcome to our new guest. It's been good. Finally coming back after some technical difficulties. I'm proud of you, Omar. You're finally
and don't
hosting
be
the show
proud of
again.
me. Be proud of Nate. He's the one that
I'm
fixed
proud
it.
of Nate too, but I'm proud that you were we didn't have no technical difficulties today. Yay! Good job,
I'm glad
Omar.
you waited to the
There you
very end
go.
to say that.
A round of applause.
Now that
Omar.
I know how it is, I'm pretty sure we're golden. And with the
So
name
let's
change,
hope, Omar doesn't decide once again to mess with the settings of his PC and then scratch his head confused as to why it's messing up again. So, good show. Let's keep it, like Nate said, let's keep it gaming. We're all gamers here. 2024 is right around the corner, and it's already looking like it's kicking off with some great games. So
oh yeah,
I'm excited.
especially if you're JRPG fan, be prepared.
Now me and Morgan gotta go speed run Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah,
I know, right?
and the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cause the trailer for Rebirth, ooh, but I'm really
Yep.
late.
Oh yeah, it's looking
As,
good.
as for me, people can find me a Carbon Culture on Twitter. Shout out to everyone that came through. This was such a great show. I had a blast. It was a long time coming, and now that I'm actually finally done with technical difficulties and no more looping, hey, we're back, baby. Even if I can make it, I can make it.
Famous last words.
And hey, knock on wood. But yeah, no, this was an amazing show. And shout out, give me a second, because I didn't do it this today. Let me give a shout out to chat. So we start. Black Frost, shout out to you. Nelson Gaming, shout out to you. And J-Wall, shout out to you. Seafresh, shout out to you. Priscilla, shout out to you. And that's about it. The rest is all crew members. And yeah, everyone has anything else to say?
Yeah,
Then
okay.
see you next week.